Greetings, Commanders! Welcome to Crash Landing, the Elite Dangerous Community Show. Commander Crash here, and I'm very pleased to introduce my guest tonight. It's Commander Arathon. How are you doing, sir?
Good evening.
It's very good to have you along. Thank you for stepping in at the last minute. I do appreciate that.
That's okay.
And it's been a while since we've spoken, has it? I mean, oh my goodness, all these events that have been and gone and passed. I think it was Gamescom was the last one that we met at, or was it EGX?
EGX. I didn't make Gamescom because trip to Germany at that point wasn't really on the cards.
Yeah, it was. It's been a mad few months, but no, it's lovely to hear from you again. And I think we were just talking before we came on about the next meetup is probably going to be LaveCon now. You think, isn't it?
Yep. A bit of beer in the sunshine, some VR and role-playing games, and lots of strangely dressed visitors to the hotel.
And hopefully no naked brides this time. or hopefully
the late
maybe
night naked bride was quite a spectacle.
Oh dear, there's stories we can tell. But yes, I can officially say I am going to LaveCon. Yay! I left getting the tickets until the last minute because we were really worried about childcare and all that stuff. I don't think, unless you have kids, you don't realise the logistical nightmare it is of getting something arranged. It's not just a case of getting the credit card and waving it. It's just, it's a real pain. But there we go. It's all done. I'm going to LaveCon. I'm going to be LaveCon. So yes, excellent, great. Can't wait to meet everyone there. Must say hi to everyone in the chat. Greetings. Lots of regular names in there. Gaming with Ian, Pleepay, Toad. Thank you very much, all of you, for doing the host just then. Lots of other people. Who else have we got now? Mad Dog. Mad Dog is around. I did see Mad Dog. We were just talking about it before we started. Mad Dog wanted me to do an a cappella of the Frontier Elite theme tune. I don't know whether we've drunk enough. Maybe by the end of the evening, if we drink enough, we'll see. We'll just crack into song. So I must say, as you can see, I'm a sucker for these things. I went away and bought myself a copy of PC Gamer. Gotta have the ship skin. Isn't that nice? Look at it. Isn't it nice? I like the ship skins. I think I pretty much own every single ship skin for the Cobra now. Bit of a glutton for those kind of things. I love them. And you are around, aren't you, Anthony? So what I might do is I'm just going to hop into another ship really quick. And you are hopefully near me. I think I'll send a wing invite to you in a second just to make sure we are synced up. But yes, Sparrow Black, yes, so the PC Gamer skin. It's pretty cool. I like it. It's nice, subtle, understated. You know, I quite like that kind of thing. There we go. Wing invite. Let's see if I can get out. I'm going to launch and see if I can find you on another pad. I think we're in the same location. We're both in Shinraz at the moment.
I'm just launching now. I think you're just... Well, I'm just to your right and ahead of you, so you should see a cutter rise off the pad any second.
Okie dokie. Yes, I can see an Orca. There's an Orca. There we go. Oh, with the sexy Black Friday paint job. Yes, I thought I'd get the Black Friday paint job as well, just to compare. I'm gonna compare my little one to your big one. Fnar.
I'm not going to reply to that.
Oh, you don't need to. Mad Dog saying, "Do it." We've got to sing the theme tune. Yeah, I think we're drinking enough. We just start breaking into song in a little bit. Dum 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 dum. That would be a really cool thing to do, actually. I remember seeing there's this guy who's got this really great YouTube channel where he does kind of acapellas of various songs, like the Sonic the Hedgehog theme tune and that kind of thing. I think that would be so funny to do that. Do each one of the tracks of the different instruments and. That's it.
I'm from kind of the age of the original Elite, so things like the Sonic the Hedgehog and stuff like that kind of slipped me by. I'd started work by that point. So.
Oh my goodness, that is a rather large ship, isn't it? I remember kind of looking in the beta, but crikey.
I'll deploy hard points and drop landing gear, so you can see the exit ramp at the front with the stairs.
Yeah, I do. Oh, I love look at that. Look at the way it folds down as well. That's nice. Slots into position. I love the fact that they've considered the mechanics needed to make these things fold away and tuck into the right amount of space which is there in the ship. I think that's just some lovely detail, just making way for that. When we can start walking around inside them and stuff. Turn the lights on and we get some better shots on it. Sparrow Black, you're still 2,500 light years to cover to the next base camp. Are you doing the Distant World thing? Yes, I want to give a shout out to the guys who are doing the Distant Worlds expedition. That is in the newsletter this week. What kind of hardpoint do you have on the front there, Anthony? Was that you've got the dual beam laser on the bottom at the front
Currently,
there?
I've got a C3 gimbaled beam laser on the underside,
Yeah.
and then I've got a couple of pulse laser turrets on the two large hardpoints, and then the two medium and small. I've got multi-cannon turrets.
Yeah, I did notice the multi-cannons under there as well. Oh yeah, and you've got some on the like the engine nacelles at the rear as well. You've got the extra.
Yeah.
That looks kind of formidable. Now, I haven't had a chance to play with one of these in Angst. I've got, like I said, I was just saying to you before we come on, wasn't I? I've got the credits, I haven't got the rank. I really need to work on my rank at some point. But it is a damn nice ship.
You want to get on with it, because I'm sure once the rank has a bearing on engineers, then it'll probably make ranking even harder.
Yeah, which kind of makes sense. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm just going to park right over your head really briefly. Let me see. I don't want to get too close to you. I don't want to scratch your shields. It's lovely paintwork. Lovely paintwork. I'm going to external view, and I'm just going to... See, that looked like I was really close. I'm at least another eagle's distance away from you. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. And you just couldn't get the sense of scale when I was trying to... adjusting myself as well. Yeah, it's just... Actually, I'm going to try and get a little bit closer to you. Sorry if I bump you.
No problem. Shields are bi-weaves, they recharge very quickly.
Oh, there we go. There we go. So is it the bi-weave shields that give off the purple, or is that the prismatic ones? I thought the prismatic shield gave off the purple.
Prismatics are green, bi-weaves are pink.
That's it, yes, that's it. There we go, look at that. So I'm just ever so slightly touching the top there. And look at the scale of this thing. You just can't... I mean, black probably isn't the best colour to be using, but their black paint job looks so damn cool. But looking at these things side by side, the scale of these things is ridiculous. Oh dear, dear. Saturnine saying you can get home. Oh, you can get home with that within the stream. Maybe you could. Sparrow Black, give it a go. Twithley, greetings. Thank you for joining in the chat. Mike Snarls. Hi, Mike Snarls. Mike is saying that I should get right up close to your let you give it full power on your beam laser. I don't think the eagle would last very long.
Looking at that side on, it looks like the eagle's basically a cloth cap on the hat of this ship.
Let's see if I can get a different angle. Get into the light. Ecos, you having problems with the stream breaking up? Looking at it at the moment, I don't have any drop frames or anything. I was having some glitches just beforehand, but I think they're sorted.
It's okay here. Maybe
Twithy, you've jumped right to the meat of the argument tonight. I think yes, we were going to touch on that, and I think it's probably pertinent we bring this up. I'm going to go ahead and switch my ships back out whilst we talk about that. The Eurogamer article, and we were just talking about this in some length, weren't we, Anthony? It's it's a shame. It's a shame that those kind of things get attention, and it takes time and effort away. I mean, I know that Zach at Frontier has had to now kind of come out and respond to these comments and spend his time kind of dealing with the reactions and all that kind of stuff. It just takes time away from things that they could be doing. That's the thing which is a shame. And Twithy, I mean, you've hit the nail on the head. It was a clickbait title. It was to get the attention, because even if you read through the paragraph of the text, you get to the bottom, and they actually kind of contradict what they're saying in the article's title. And I think Andy, you were saying that they decided to go change the title, but they didn't really edit anything out, did they?
The original article's heading was Elite Dangerous Dev Frontier confirm that there will be no Oculus support. So it's basically them saying that they, it was implying that they'd spoken to Frontier, and Frontier had said that they weren't supporting Oculus. That was the sort of the gist of the article. Yeah. Subsequently, because of people complaining in the comments, and I posted Zach's response, which they had refused to post, in the comments section of the article, they changed the heading of the article to Frontier do not support current Oculus, or do not currently support Oculus. So
It's
they've changed the
just-
heading, and of course, even then, it's not actually true. It's just they were
yeah, and
too
yeah.
gutless to retract.
Everyone in the chat is, I can see that as Stephen Usher saying it's just regurgitating rumor without checking the facts, and Mad Dog saying it just seems like it's standard practice for online media these days. It's just shamefully bad. It is woefully bad, and I was saying to you beforehand that start going, mate.
What I found kind of surprising was that so many other sites reposted the whole story verbatim.
Just yeah.
With just a link to the original article without even checking to see if any of it was correct.
Yeah, and this unfortunately this is the world we live in these days, and I'll be the first to stand up and admit that I am just stupidly naive. I walk around in my happy, fluffy, sunny disposition, and I don't even realise these things are happening, sort of thing. But the last 2 years, I've had the absolute privilege of being able to see behind the scenes of some of these things, and going to these events and meeting these people, from the press and other developers and things like that. And you realise how just woefully bad it is, and most of the time it's not malicious. I mean, at the end of the day, these press people, they're just humans like the rest of us. They're all going to make mistakes. But at the same time, it's like they get a position of respect, and you learn to look up to them, don't you? You believe what they're saying. You kind of take for granted.
They're in a position where they should be responsible for what they publish.
Yeah.
I mean, I said to you earlier with my blog, my Elite Dangerous blog, I have to check my sources. I don't just put stuff on there. I either say it's my opinion, or I say that I've learned this from this source. I don't just publish a rumor and just then.
Yeah. It's just like you said. It's common sense. It's common courtesy. You wouldn't just go and quote something but. Like Dog was saying, it's common practice. It's like it's clickbait. It's just to get the attention of people. That's all that people try to do with these things, and it's a real shame. But that just seems to be common practice, that people just think it's perfectly acceptable, go and post up whatever they want just to get click through links on visits on their website. And they just don't consider the actual fallout. I mean, now we saw that the newsletter was slightly later coming out today. I expect Zach has been firefighting all day trying to quell the rumours and actually get some proof out there, and actually explain to people. And and all at the end of the day, it's just because I know someone had a slow news day and decided to do a Google search on the forum and found an interesting looking post, and oh yay, let's make a story from that. And it was an old post as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, a few weeks ago when the CV1 was announced for the pre-order.
Exactly,
and they put out a statement then, as they sort of quoted part of that and then sort of suppositioned all the rest. If you look in your rearview mirror, you'll see a Federal Corvette on your tail.
Ooh! So I thought I'd swap into my Asp. The Asp at the moment is my ship of choice. I'll get out of the velocity vector of your ship. I imagine that's like trying to stop a train.
It's pretty nimble, actually.
Yeah, I heard that.
It seems to be more nimble than an Anaconda.
Yes, and the cutter is somewhat less manoeuvrable, isn't it? But I mean, that kind of makes sense when you think about it. The Federation, it's all about the combat capability of the vessel, isn't it? Really. So, yeah.
Guns.
Absolutely. Let's go ahead and get the lights on so we can see that. There's a couple of comments in there. Dirk D. One problem with Frontier is sometimes maybe a bit too careful in their statements, i.e. very quiet, and then when rumours and BS grows out on this, there's no excuse for the clickbait. Yeah, I mean, that is kind of the thing with it. I mean, we kind of touched on this, didn't we, Andy? We were talking about it beforehand and said that, the problem is, it's like, they're damned if they do, they're damned if they don't. It's like, if they come out and say something, it gets misconstrued and twisted and becomes something more than it is. If they don't say something, people assume something's going on because they're silent. It is really a rock and a hard place kind of situation, isn't it? That when you're in the public eye like that, and you get the media doing that.
I'm a software developer myself, so I know the position that they're in, and it could be, if they said yes, we'll support the CV1 at release, and then Oculus don't have a stable SDK ready for within Frontier's development cycle, whatever that might be, then they won't have the opportunity to get the game developed ready to support it in time for the release of the CV1, and then people will be hauling them over the coals for not having done it when it's outside their control.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. It's like, they would just get absolutely slated for not doing it. So it's frustrating. I mean, you've got to understand it from their point of view. At the end of the day, they want to make the best damn game they can. They want to do everything they can to make it look as good as it can, to perform as well as it can, to have all of the features that they can possibly squeeze into it. They want to make a good damn game. If there's something which is going to cause, distaste in the community, or it's going to hold the game back in some way or something like that, they don't want these things to happen. They don't want issues with VR. They want to be able to put that stamp on it and say, yes, we support Oculus, and yes, we support HTC, and we support every kind of hottest you imagine, and we support, it's a badge of honor almost to have all these things on. There is no kind of positive way you can spin it for a developer to turn and say, it's like, oh yeah, we don't support this. It's like you don't want to do that, do you? I mean, and like you said, it's like you get it as a developer. It's like you want to be able to say you've got every feature you could possibly squeeze in to your product, because it makes your product better. The more features you have, it's better. But
you wait until you've got a solution to whatever problem or whatever hold up that there is, and then you come out with that. You don't tell people what problems you're experiencing, because you don't do that.
Yeah,
you just don't.
Yeah, and I think it's just the way that people think. Sometimes I think it's
a business. It's not Big Brother.
Exactly. There is nothing covert going on. They are just playing their cards close to their chest because they don't want to. They don't want to be sold down the river with something which ends up being a problem later down. Negrel saying feature creep. Yeah, I'm kind of stabbing myself in the foot with that, really. It's like, yeah, it's easy to kind of say you want everything in the kitchen sink, but it's implementing it is the problem. Yeah, Stephen Usher, more features is not necessarily equal to better. But it's a nice boasting point for the marketing team. That's the thing. It comes down to, it's that balance of things, isn't it? It's like the marketing team want to be able to put the badge on everything and say that it's got all of these things because it's great and it sells. And then the developers are turning around and saying, actually, guys, we can't say this. Let's play it steady. Let's make sure. And it's as a business, it's finding that balance, being able to say, it's like, yes, we got this, and this, but we're not talking about this yet. You've got to give the developers time to actually build the stuff.
Yeah, you don't really want a salesman selling stuff that the developer hasn't done yet.
Oh, I've been in that situation many times. Many
A
times.
lot of people in the industry that we're in have been. It's a road paved with sales intentions.
Yeah, I just saw that quote. Look at that, Tony. Let me move over. Look at that. 1.32 megameters in my buggy. You beat me. 2,000 kilometers you've done in your buggy. Damn it. Oh, dear. Not fair. So, I honestly, see what I was thinking of doing tonight, actually, Anthony, was I was thinking of maybe doing a little bit of CQC if I can get in whilst we read through the newsletter. But that is going to be dependent on whether or not we can get teamed up. If you're up for that.
Yeah, I'm up for that.
Cool. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm just going to dock my ASP as quickly as I can. What's that from Mad Dog in there? In modern media, the story isn't the thing that makes the money, it's the readers giving ad impressions. We are the news site's products, which is why they put all this kind of rubbish in the first place. Accuracy and honesty be damned. Yeah, that's nail on the head there, I think. That's what's the point of putting real facts and things up on these news sites today? That's not what gets you the money.
Docking computer's kicked in and I'm feeling classical.
See, I haven't got a docking computer in my ASP. It's fit for range, you see. Can't afford one of those. Although you do.
When I was doing the long range trade missions down in Fihu over the Christmas period, I fitted a docking computer to my ASP and I kind of got addicted.
Yeah, I think once you come back off a long range, exploration trip, you kind of feel like you do need the docking computer. I must admit, it's you just kind of forget how to do it after all those hours not having to do it.
It's the space equivalent of a dishwasher.
Yeah, exactly. Oh dear. Mike Snells is saying Alvin's going to be a power in the game, just to add to the misinformation. I'd be up for that. Let's get Alvin in game. Stephen Usher wants 3D AI controlled trumbles in it. That would be cool, actually. I'd love to see physically simulated little trumbles bouncing around inside the cockpit. You know, just little particles going dunk, 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 around inside the cockpit. That would be awesome. Oh, dogs stirring the pot. Where's that wooden spoon? Oh, don't mention. Oh, that's. I'm not even going to say the O word. That's just wrong, Mad Dog. That's wrong. So wrong. So I will go ahead. Let's load up the newsletter really quickly. 108, which is out today. Oh, hang on a sec. Let me just switch into. Let's see if we can get a CQC match queued up in the background whilst we're reading through the newsletter for today. Mad Dog's mentioned clans and guilds. the infamous kind of looping debate on the forum is one of those. That and the argument between open play and all that business. So, Anthony, do you want to just send me a quick invite in CQC, and then I'll accept that in a second. We'll get a match queued up. Snoz brought up offline mode, was it? Oh, dear. Don't mention offline mode. Yeah, we don't want to go
Smack bottom for Snoz.
Oh, dear. Oh, so you started the ball rolling there. What have you done? Mad Dog Firetoes there is quoting, I've seen this asked a lot as well. I really think the game would be so much better with player-owned built structures. Yeah, I've seen that time and time again. And I was just thinking about it myself. The expense of setting up the technical background that you would need for persistence on that scale is just not worth it at all. I mean, you're looking tens of millions of pounds of investment to create the infrastructure that you would need to store that kind of stuff, just for the wow factor of being able to say, I put a X there. It's just not worth it. It's not worth it at all. It's an interesting idea. I mean, I like the idea of persistence, but it's just so overrated. I don't know if you remember, Anthony, the classic thing that everyone was asking for was the what was it? Tracks, to leave tracks from the buggy, wasn't it? Do you remember that? As soon as the buggies were announced as a thing, we were going to be getting buggies. Everyone was asking, regardless of the fact, it's like, here are 1-to-1 scale versions of planets. Here, here's the you can drive on it. You can find all these really cool features and things you can find and stuff like that. And the one thing that just kept cropping up, which I'm glad to say is kind of disappeared now, and no one's really asking for it, is could you leave tracks? Of all of the silly things, it's like that was the one thing that people were most interested in, leaving buggy tracks. I mean, can you imagine what you would need to do that? I mean, I don't know if you've kind of considered that at all, Anthony. There you go, Arathon. I found you. I've just sent you an invite, mate.
Oh,
hopefully you should get that.
Yes, there we go. Wait.
DJ Tar, I mean, I'm thinking back at the fact baggage calculation, but I was kind of considering. Let's see if we can get into a team deathmatch just to warm up. I was considering, say something like the buggy tracks, for example, just storing the location where the buggy tracks have been written down. You're talking, megabytes and megabytes for a short space of time on the surface. I mean, yeah, I've driven over 1,000 kilometers on the surface. If every single player, 1.4 million players, have driven just 50 kilometers in each, a total of 50 or 60 million kilometers of tire marks, they would have to be recorded across all of these planets, just for the cool factor of going, oh look, the tires are there. it would be, literally gigabytes of data, and the networking bandwidth required to transmit it between all of the players. And then every time a player comes down to a planet, they would have to stream all of that data off the servers. It would have to be persisted on the servers in the first place in order for it to be, distinct across every single player's instance. It's just insane, the amount of data that you would need to store and transmit and all that, just to say, oh, the tire tracks are there on the floor. Isn't that cool? Carnaby 666. It's easier just to want something that gets trickier once you start thinking about the implications. Absolutely. This is the thing. I mean, from our background, I mean, we both can see this, can't we, Anthony? That it is, from a developer's perspective, you look at it and you start looking at the details of how to implement something like this, and then it's like, oh my goodness, how would you do this? It starts becoming an absolute nightmare. And
any situation when your manager says, "Oh, I just want this,"
just is it? Yeah.
No, it's never just. Never.
Yeah. And let's see. So catching up on there. Sparrow saying, I don't want to know the amount of data one SRV would produce in 1 hour driving. Yeah, exactly. It could be loads and loads. I mean, even if you manage to compress it down to just like every meter of the car, I mean, that wouldn't be good enough maybe, but you store a couple of points every meter just for a vector to kind of draw a sprite on the ground is the bare minimum. You'd still be talking megabytes and megabytes. Cornish Crackers suggesting, yes, make the tire tracks client-side only. There are all kinds of optimizations you can do, definitely, with things like this. When you look at other games that do this kind of thing, they tend to do that, and particularly in multiplayer games, for something as simple a detail as a decal on the floor, so like something like Grand Theft Auto, you would tend to see that it is a client-side only thing. So you would see the tire marks on the road where you've skidded. Any other players near you wouldn't see the tire marks. So then it becomes a problem. People start saying it's like, oh, it's an inconsistent experience, and OMG, my head in the bucket experience has been ruined because I'm not seeing the tire tracks. I should see the tire tracks. So then it becomes a problem. It's like, well, you have to communicate the fact that tire tracks should be getting created on all connected clients, so everyone sees those tire tracks. Well, that's great. Okay, so we've solved that problem. So clients are getting synchronized, but you're passing extra data around between the clients, and then that becomes a overhead in the network bandwidth as well. And then you have, oh well, you're driving along with your SRV with your friend, and you're seeing each other's tire tracks, and they're being persisted. But then you invite another member into your wing, and then he super cruises in. He wasn't there initially when your buggies were laying down tracks. Now what do you have to do? Do you have to upload all of that data for your previous set of tire tracks? Or are you just sat in the middle of nowhere with no tire tracks, and then that player starts seeing the tire tracks go along? It becomes a mind screw, and then when you start to kind of implement this, you realise it's just not worth doing for the amount of effort it is and the reward. It's just a coolness factor thing. It's just not worth it. It's not worth it, I think. Goglu, greetings, Commander. Sorry if I missed the bits in the chat there. What's Mad Dog saying there? I want an apartment and a hangar and a jacuzzi and a shiny bottle of brandy and a bar and a simulator pod and a cargo storage facility and someone to bring my other ships to me whenever I can and the moon on a stick and a gazillion credits for administrating the starport. Gaming with Ian, yes, let's see if we can... I'm not getting a match at the moment. Let's see if we can get you in there, Aramis. There we go. Get you an invite. If anyone else is in... is he there? Is he there? Oh, I am a moron.
You just lost Crash.
Yeah, that was me. I just double-clicked the back button. I'll come back to it in a second. Steam Steam review says the game is broken because there aren't persistent tire tracks. It's got to be true because that's what the Steam review said. Yeah, that's the silly thing. People will base their estimations on whether or not something is good on the silliest of little details that someone says something to them, and they were thinking, that is the most important thing in the world to them, and everything else gets thrown out the window and considered less important because of some stupid inane detail, which is so pathetic when you look at the grand scheme of things. see if I can find you now. There you go, Arathon. Oh, apparently I can't send you an invite now. Oh, there we go.
Oh, no, here I am.
Oh, have you got Aramis on your...
No, I've just got yourself and myself. No sign of Aramis, I'm afraid.
Okay, hang on a sec. Let me...
And you're good again.
Yeah, let me send you an invite then, and I'll see if I can add you both
Hmm.
back. I can't grab the scroll bar because I've got too many people I'm friends with. Hang on. I will catch up with the chat in a second. Sorry if I'm missing things. Where is it? Mind wipe. Psycho. There we are. Right, I found you again. Okay, I'm going to go for straight up deathmatch. We might have more hope with a straight up deathmatch on there.
Nope.
Huggy Monster. Oh, sorry. Quick question. It was using the Galaxy map to see where you could buy certain commodities. The Galaxy map showed a certain system selling a certain commodity, but when I went to the system, no station sold that commodity. Are you doing something wrong, or is it a bug? You may have not got updated information on the commodity data. I think you can buy commodity data, or it will update when you arrive at the system. You might have had out-of-date information on that. It's worth checking again in the Galaxy map now that you've arrived. Just check to see whether or not the commodity is still shown. If it is still shown, then it could well be a bug. It might be something which is missed on there. Content, loads of content. Exactly, Snoz. There's so much content. Bubble. Greetings, Bubble. Just catching up with the chat. I know I'm a little behind. Sorry, folks. Immersion was broken. Yeah, that is now the drink word. Every time someone mentions the I word, we are drinking. Greetings, Sam. Thanks for joining in. Royal Hanky, greetings, Commander. I hear gunfire in the background. I'm being shot at. OMG, OMG. Okay, we're live. I will get back to the chat in a second. Sorry if I've missed anything on there. Oh.
Sorry, Crash.
Taking advantage of me reading the stream chat. Terrible, terrible. Stabbed in the back by a fellow ambassador, I tell you.
I've only got one screen. I can only see you in game.
Oh, okay, I'll let you off. Whee! Nope. Couldn't surface bounce then. Never mind. We tried it. See, I really missed doing the CQC things. I mean, I said to you, I set myself the personal goal. I wanted to reach a certain level of credits in the main game, so I've really been focusing on that, and I've just not had a chance to play any of the other elements of the game. And it does make me laugh when people say, oh, there's nothing to do with the game, it doesn't have this, it doesn't have that, and all these kind of things, and I'm thinking, I haven't got enough time to do all of the things I want to do in the game. I mean, that's got to say something, I'm gonna try and sneak up. I'm sneaking up on. I'm sorry, Gamer with EM. Like I could see you sneaking away, so I thought I'm just going to follow you around and cause trouble. Toadie can give me half of his credits. Yeah, I've reached my goal now. I've reached my goal. I got as far as I wanted to get. See, I am so out of practice with this. I mean, when CQC first hit, I absolutely just dived into it. I loved it, and I just played it to death. And I think since then, the level of skill which I'm seeing in the matches has just gone up exponentially. People have been really, really hammering it since I've been away, and doing so well. You see, these players going around now that have prestiged a few times as well, and it's just crazy what they can do. It did make me laugh as well. I don't know did you catch the stream with Ed Lewis earlier in the week, Anthony? See if we can catch up.
I'm afraid I haven't managed to catch many of the educating Ed ones.
Oh no, this was Ed was doing the CQC with Adam Woods, and he was saying that people shouldn't be flying backwards. It's a terrible, terrible cheat. They shouldn't be flying backwards. And we just. As soon as I managed to get matched up with him, that was the first thing I did. I thought, I'm I wasn't really playing it properly. I was just kind of messing around. And as he said, flying backwards is a terrible tactic you shouldn't be doing. I thought that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to follow him around and just fly backwards everywhere. you gotta wind him up. Okay, quickly, let's catch up on the chat then. See, this is the problem with CQC. There's just so much going on. It's really hard to catch up with everything. Phoenix to Fire! Greetings, sir. Nice to see you in the chat. Oh, Snoz, you're not on my friends list? Send me a friends request. You have to be on my friends list. You've got to be. And yes, Thorn was flying backwards as well. So the newsletter this week, obviously the big headline news is still we're in season 2 Horizon. So the mentions of the things we're going to be getting, the multi-crew commander creator is obviously a big one. I want to see some of these features coming in as well. Really like it. But the really big news, in case you missed it, was the fact that the Commander Creator technology they're using for players is going to be reused for both bulletin board contacts and the engineers, which are coming into the game as well. So, yay! We're going to get our little Frontier Elite pictures back of the characters, which is going to be really cool. Can't wait to see that. And as I mentioned there, the engineers. Now, I don't know if you've had a chance to stay up to date with all this, Anthony. One of the big headline features that's coming up for the looting and crafting is going to be the engineers.
Yeah, it's specialists in different sort of module expansions that you can do on your ship. So, like upgrading hyperdrives, you fly out and find one of these engineers and they'll buff your ship for you in a particular specialty that they have.
Yeah.
Sounds very interesting.
I like the idea of that, to be honest. The idea of taking crafting away from the player in the rawest sense. So it's and stopping it from being a thing where you kind of gather skill and you can kind of make your character really overpowered by doing it, and then turning it into the kind of what Diablo 3 did, where the crafting mechanic was kind of, you had that NPC in your base which could do the crafting for you, and you just brought the ingredients and bought the recipes off them, didn't you? And I think that's a much more balanced way of doing it in my eyes. So I like the idea of that, and then plus it's also got that kind of interesting thing. You've got to discover these engineers, and you could be finding out, there's a covert engineer in some secret base somewhere which has got like a 10% beam laser boost that no one else knows about yet, and you can kind of secretly share that and things like that. So that's really cool. I like the idea of that. No mention of how looting is going to work yet, though. I'm hoping that kind of gets a little bit of a mention maybe in the next dev update. But we will go over the dev update very shortly after this match. We'll try and get it in. DJ Tarjan's asking... I must have, like I said, I am so rusty with this, so rusty. 2.1 beta before Feb? No, I doubt it, DJ. There's quite a bit that's got to go into it, and like I said, after the holiday break with everyone at Frontier, they're catching up. But
going
obviously
by last year, I would guesstimate beta in March, with a release at the end of March.
I think something like that.
As a rule of thumb.
Whoa. I'm thinking about the same, to be honest. I think it's going to take a little bit of time to do it.
I'm not very good at this. I used to kick ass when I played it on the DK2. But
well, that's the thing, wasn't it?
Situational awareness.
With the extra kind of assist you get with head tracking is just really, really cool, I must admit. But I kind of have to turn it off when I'm doing the streams, because it gets kind of distracting looking at the web page and coming back. Sorry, not the web page, the Skype chat, stream channel.
So you can't even concentrate.
I can't. Yeah, so that's the problem. CQC is just so intense. Not even Crash can talk. And when I do talk, I screw up because there's someone who's got on my 6.
That proves what they say about chatting and driving.
Yeah. Don't text and drive. Don't CQC and stream chat.
Don't CQC and text.
do feel really bad when it's like you seem to come across someone who's obviously a much lower rank than you, and I feel really bad shooting them because it's like I don't want them to have a crap experience of playing because they got absolutely hammered by someone, but at the same time it's like, well, this is what CQC is.
Comes out.
Boom boom. Who's that? Looks like, oh, Commander Johnny V in the Imperial Fighter there. It's a nice ship that I've played. Have you unlocked that one yet, Anthony?
I don't think I have, but no, actually, I must have done. I've played in the ship, so yeah, I think I've unlocked it. But it's kind of a glass cannon. As soon as your shields are down, you're toast.
Yeah, I think that's the problem with the really, really small ones. They are fantastically nimble, though.
Winner's Karash. I came fourth that time.
Let's catch up with the chat then really quickly. Snozzer saying, want to educate newbies about Alvin for a second. Mention Hutton while you're at it. Alvin is going to LaveCon! Yay! Excuse me.
If Alvin's a LaveCon, I better bring dog biscuits.
Oh, absolutely, and hopefully Alvin won't be trying to chase the bunnies out on the grass again. Oh, that was so funny. DJ Tartan, now that would be cool once we get Thargoids in the game, having a Thargon fighter in CQC. Maybe. We will get onto that actually. There is a few elements in the newsletter this week. Some nice videos from the community again here. I haven't had a chance to watch this one in particular, but I love the content which is coming out now with Horizons, and people making some really, really awesome videos and stuff to show the things you can get up to on the surfaces, which is really, really cool. Some great shots as well when you get down close to the surfaces of these planets as well. It's really, really awesome. I'm going to get blown up. Really quickly, I want to mention this one. I did see this that image there. The Distant Worlds expedition have come across this planet with a ridiculously large crater on it, which just looks really, really awesome. I desperately wanted to get out and help the folks with doing the Distant Worlds expedition, but like I said, so busy with all the other things I've been trying to do, and it's hard to find time to do 1,000 light years a day. I think is what they were averaging, something like that for most of the people taking part in the expedition. I would like to be able to join the 65,000 light years from Sol Club, but I don't think I'm going to get there anytime soon.
Toast.
Oh, someone else got you. Who was that? Oh no! And because we were duking it out, he managed to get both of the kills. Yeah, that is the problem. At Godly. So any advice or suggestions really if you go for the Viper Mark IV to do bounty hunting, or get a Type 6 and keep trading like I did with your Adder? Really decisive at the moment. It really is. It's a personal thing. I think it depends on what you enjoy doing the most. If you're finding that you're lacking the endurance to do any more trading at the moment, then you take a break. Try something different. The thing I love the most about the game is the variety. So break it up. If you're finding it difficult to do one particular style of play, just jump in another ship. Try something different. Just make sure you don't run out of credits by buying a ship beyond your means. Yeah, exactly. Don't go getting a big ship because it's the thing you can afford, only to find out you don't have enough credits left to rebuy it and all that.
A lot of people make the mistake of, as soon as they get enough money for the next bigger ship, they buy it to the last credit, and then the first thing they do is crash it and lose everything.
Yeah, which you don't want to do. You really don't want to do that.
You're better off having a modest trade ship and use that to spin up the money you need for your combat ship, and then alternate between the two and keep the game fresh.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, game with Ian. Totally took me out then. Damn it. Ah, dear. Yeah, Mad Dog's saying everything. It depends on what the goal is. That's the key thing about the game. It's not you're not trying to get the biggest ship, because that's not the end game. That's not the purpose of the game. I mean, I've had an Anaconda. I used it for trading because it was great for trading. I'm flying around in an Asp now because the Asp is great for exploration because I want to explore. It's all about setting that goal for yourself. What do you want to achieve? What do you want to do? You know, I set myself the goal that I wanted to get to the billion credits mark just because I thought that's a cool round number. You know, I want those credits.
1 billion credits.
Billion credits. And, you know, there's no reason for it. It's not because there's a ship which is that much money. It's just I thought, that's a nice goal. I'm going to set myself a goal. And worked away in the Anaconda. But then since then, I thought, right, I've done that. And I was like, right, I want to get elite in exploration next. I want to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and jump back in the Asp because that's the best one for exploring. So I'm going to do that. So it really is just, you know, set yourself the goal and then you pick the tool for the job. I think that's the important thing. See, CQC needs a race mode, I think, so you can just, you know, ignore the blowing each other up and just do cool stunts close to the structures. I told you I get distracted easily. Oh, who's that? I think it was that Triffin? Or Trifon?
Triffin got me, yeah. Trifon, yeah.
I just got the weapons boost, so I'll give him a tickle for you. Sorry if I'm missing the chat, there's a problem with CQC. Who was that? Roar. I am sucking badly at this one at the moment. Who's that there? Who do I see? Oh, that's a cheap kill. That's a cheap kill. I'm sorry, but you're sat there, you showed up on my scanner. Sorry, Gaming with Ian. Sorry. Where are you hiding? Target missing, target missing. I see your chaff. I see your chaff. Have at you, sir. Who's that up on there? Johnny V.
Interesting tactic.
What's that?
He just stopped, so I crashed into him.
No. The one thing I wish there was more opportunities for it, but I know the bases have all kinds of like explosives set up around and stuff like that. I really do feel like they're difficult to use. I wish there was more situations where it is easier to use the explosions to your advantage. Twithy has just quoted something excellent there from a Eurogamer headline. David Braben confirms the Mirage in Elite Dangerous. Do you know what? I spent so many days searching for that damn ship. It's not funny. It really isn't funny. I don't know. Did you ever hear the rumour about that one, Anthony?
No, that one passed me by.
It was for Frontier Elite 2, and all of the, well, several of the prevalent magazines, gaming magazines at the time, printed this rumour, and it was just a rumour that there was some way of getting a special ship which was supposed to be like the best ship ever, and it was unobtainable unless through some kind of exploit or something like that. It was total BS. It was made up. It was totally made up. Complete rubbish. But it just, the rumour just spread and spread until the fact that it became printed in the magazines and people seriously thought that it was a real thing. Kotaku. Headline from Kotaku. Exactly what Eurogamer said, with even more lies. Yep. That was kind of the nature of today, wasn't it? It was a bit ridiculous, I must admit.
Well, no, it was kind of a simultaneous BS session, really. You had Kotaku going with the HTC Vive exclusive, and Eurogamer saying that Oculus had been dropped by Frontier.
Yeah, exactly. They totally just completely read into what it meant and just made up their own interpretation of what it is, and then just quoted it as fact. And it was ridiculous. It was in no way substantiated at all. It's shameful. It really does boggle the mind how they can do things like that. Snoz knows something I don't know. Go on then, Snoz. What do you know that I don't know?
It's the way to Amarillo. Well,
Snoz just likes being a tease. I think that's what it is.
shot at from more than one direction. Time to run
Oh
away.
yeah, I saw lots of people getting in on the fight then. JJ Smashing Pumpkins, thank you. Yes, as something I just thought, that's when I'm going to set myself for a goal to get to the 1 billion, and there was no reason for it. It was just setting myself a goal, and I decided to go for it. And I know that Fiery Toad has got more than the gross national output of a small country, but that's besides the point. It's not about comparing EPs.
It's alright, you officially had more fun than him.
Exactly. I think trading gets a bad rap. I mean, people talk about trading; they always use the G word. Say, "Oh, it's too grindy. It's too grindy." It's like, well, if you're finding it grindy, I think you're doing it wrong. You're doing it for the wrong reasons. It's. I said to several people whilst I was doing it, I see it as a test of endurance. You know what I mean? It's like, can I achieve this? I'm going to set this ridiculously high goal for myself, just to see whether I can endure doing it. Not for any other reason. Like I said, trying to obtain a ship or anything like that. It's literally just like this is a tough challenge. This is like getting one of the hardest achievements on a game, sort of thing. So I want to give it a go. Oh! I saw you coming in, Moan. Then I was like, yeah, I'm gonna. Oh, I never used my chaff. I was too busy chatting. Damn. I put it into full thrust to try and get the drop on you.
Oh, dead.
What's that DJ target? You can say for a fact. What's this? There's a higher being somewhere in the galaxy. Keeps an eye on the barnacles. Oh, you've caught a great snapshot there of the local star that looks like an eye shape. Yeah, I see what you mean. See, I feel really bad shooting on my guests. That just seems really bad. Switch targets. Wait, what? What's that about EP? I was just saying, Toad. I didn't aim to get 1 billion just so I could rub it in people's facing, for want of a better analogy. That's talking about EP and then talking about rubbing it in people's faces. No, don't want to go there. But no, it wasn't just. It was that I just wanted to do it. I thought it was a cool target. I'm gonna go for it. It's like getting to level 85 or whatever is the top in World of Warcraft. Sometimes you just want to do it to prove to yourself that you can do it.
My target for last year's LaveCon was to get one of every ship, and I managed to get 18 out of the 20 that were available at the
Oh. Did you cut off then? Are you still there? Oh. Hello? Have we lost Arathon? Oh, no, there you go. No, sorry. Just caught the end of your sentence there. Said you wanted to get one of every ship.
Sorry, yeah, I just said last year for LaveCon I wanted to set up a VR shipyard, so I got 18 out of the 20 ships. Obviously I wanted to get all 20, but didn't earn enough money to buy all of them, so I got 18 of them.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's, like I said, my overall goal, I mean, something I really want to do is exactly that. I wanted to get, one of every ship and get it A-rated with all of the stuff on it, so I'd have a ship for every purpose. And when I wanted to fly one, I could jump into any one I wanted. And I've also kind of set that personal goal that I wanted to get every one of the Cobra paint jobs, because I think the Cobra's probably got the most paint jobs in the entire game, and I thought, well, that would be cool to be able to have a Cobra with every single paint job on.
Well, I think there's only the gold and the wireframe that you can't still buy, isn't there?
Yes, I snatched those early. As soon as I saw those, I'm grabbing it. Psycho Cow! Greetings, Commander! Yes, I'm doing a little bit of CQC, which is probably not the best thing for reading the newsletter. Aramis! GG, Aramis. Awesome.
Again.
Tipped me to the post because I was too busy nattering away. Oh no, Snarls, you got destroyed by a bug about 7k away from Sajay. That sucks. It's not saying you spent in-game time dealing with Hutton events and scouting around with the Monopoly board. Yeah, see, that's the thing. I don't think people realise it when you say, blaze your own trail. It is about setting that goal, finding something cool you like to do, and just doing it. It isn't about, I've got more credits than you, I've got a higher rank than you, and I got it. There is no competition in that, in the broader sense of the term. It is literally set yourself a target and go for it. Really cool video if you haven't already seen this on there. Isonona again making us all look like complete noobs, absolutely schooling us on flight, and the flowing low-level flight. I don't know if you've done any of this, Anthony, but low-level flight in Horizons is just so much fun. Particularly like an A-rated Eagle, getting close to the ground, zipping around through canyons and things like that. It
was a lot more fun in the Viper Mark IV than it is in a Cutter.
I can imagine. Yeah. The Cutter is a bit difficult.
Unwieldy. At low altitude and high gravity.
Yeah.
And the Beta, I did land on a 6G planet. That was fun.
Oh, is that the Akinar? Did you do the Akinar 3 challenge?
Akinar, yeah.
Oh yes.
In a Cutter.
Yes, tried it once in the. What did I do it in? I forget what I did it in. It might have been the Asp. I might have been flying the Asp at the time. But yeah, it was not fun. I would not recommend it. You are. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Get ya.
No fair. No fair. So what you do is you bring the stream video up and then you just look at it. It's like every time I'm looking to the side at the stream chat, it's like it's like shoot him now, shoot him in the back.
But you died first.
Fiery Toad. I blazed my own trail. Oh wait, no, that was last night's curry. Oh dear. It's one of those stream chats, isn't it? Oh, you are the weakest link. Pew, 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 pew. I love the rapid fire cannons. Hopefully they make an appearance in the game. Who's this? Who's that? That's you again, isn't it? I can tell that's you. See an eagle.
I am your personal stalker.
Oh, you got the Sidewinder on your tail. Hey, I'm backing you up here. I'm backing you up. Oh, come on. Try to give you a little fire assist there, and that's like, no, just turns it around. Oh, I think he got you,
what
didn't he?
What were we saying earlier about the price of fame?
Oh, yeah, that's it. It's that Crash guy. Everybody shoot him. Yeah. I've had that happen. Edith the Hutt, you found 2 Earthlights this evening. Not bad. That is, I think that's the best feeling. I think when you're going out there exploring, you just have that string of really boring systems with not much going on, and then you find a couple of Earthlights, and it's yes. That's it. There is a conspiracy now, isn't it? Everyone's shooting me. That's 3 hostile targets at the same time. So there's you've contacted them all, haven't you, and told them it's like shoot him. Yeah, that Crash guy. Yeah, shoot him. I'm going to change my ship in a minute, so it confuses everyone, I think. No! Let me see if I can change loadout really quickly. There we go. Forget what I've got set up here. DJ Tartan, Commander Human landed a shieldless Anaconda. Yes, on a 9G planet. He went to the planet which has got the highest G rating that anyone's found so far, and it was one of the HD 14,000 or something like that. It's very, very high G planet, 9 point something Gs, and it's about 1,400 light years away from Sol, I think it is. I could see someone coming at us. You, isn't it? It's got to be you. Yeah, and he managed to do that. He was doing a 24-hour live stream, and I saw him do that. It was, unfortunately, he couldn't get it to take back off again after it. It just couldn't gain the forward momentum to achieve escape velocity, which was a real shame. Excuse me. Pew 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 pew.
Oh, I see, yeah, you cheeky monkey.
What's that? I can bring an eagle to an eagle fight. Pew pew pew. See, anyone who says that the different ships in CQC have no purpose is just not using them right. Getting thermal overload. Chuck out a heat
I don't know
sink.
if you saw my Twitter post with the pile of ladders.
No? Oh,
You don't see that
hang
one?
on.
So a guy standing on a giant pile of ladders.
Yes,
and
yes,
Some
if you-
people, no matter how
the
many
wrong
resources
tools.
they're given, just can't cope because they don't know what to do with them.
Absolutely, yeah. If you don't know how to use the tools, you're never gonna succeed. Oh, what's that?
Oh, Sidewinder is a tank.
Oh no! Couldn't get away from that. DJ Ransom, it's snowing. That's not fair. I want snow. It's not fair. I haven't had any snow here at all. What's that new song from Commander Human then? Stuck With You? Oh, Commander Arror is catching up. This is no good. This is no good. Ah, no. Gotta get one more kill off. Gotta get one more kill off before I go pop. Oh. Who's that? Someone is on my tail. Come on, boost, 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 you son of a... Oh, no! Literally meters away from the shields. Damn. Who was that? That was you!
That was me.
Did you get the shield boost?
I got the shields, thanks.
Oh, that's okay then.
Yeah.
What's that? See, listen to me. That's typical me, isn't it? It's like, oh, you blow me up, but you managed to get the boost. Oh, that's okay. As long as you got the boost, that's okay. That's fine. Sorry.
Oh, I'm dead.
Yay!
You got me.
What did we miss then? Quickly, let's get back onto things. Crash, I don't expect you missed the story about the ninth planet in the system. No, I did hear about that. They have detected the possibility or predicted the possibility of a ninth planet in the solar system. Again, another classic example of journalism that could go horribly wrong. But yeah, they've looked at the strange orbital patterns of other objects, and they've predicted that one thing that could produce those orbital patterns is a potential planet roughly somewhere between the size of Earth and Neptune. But it's just a theory. They haven't found it yet. But all of the news articles would lead you to believe that they found the ninth planet, which they haven't yet. But it is pretty cool, though. It is pretty cool. Lilo Pro. Oh, sorry. Is another game started? Oh, just quickly. Sorry, Lilo Pro. Greetings. New to Elite, and you haven't bought it yet, but I'm about to. Is Horizons worth it for double the price? That is such a subjective thing. I think it's like, if you like the idea of what is in Horizons and what is coming in Horizons, then I wouldn't say. Oh, there he goes. It's absolutely up to you, I think, on it. Horizons is not just a, oh, here you go, here's some vehicles you can drive on the surfaces, and here's trillions of worlds you can do it on. It's not just that. I mean, you've also got the multi-crew, the commander creator stuff, which is coming as well, so you can make a face for your commander, which I'll bring up on the newsletter in a second when I'm not getting blown to heck. There we go. Who's this now? Oh, you're... someone behind you. Did I get you? Did I get you? Just managed to... Just managed to pip it. You did some considerable damage, though. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I don't see it as... a lot of people are getting confused with the terminology which is being used for things on Horizons, and I think it's unfortunate the position is in where people kind of look at, oh, it's an expansion. It's like, well, it's not an expansion, it's a season. It's a whole collection of updates, and it's no different than someone, say, paying for the next version of FIFA or COD, which has just come out, because, everyone always buys the next version of Call of Duty because, hey, it's got new levels in, but, it happens to be pretty much the same game. I kind of see what they're doing in Elite Dangerous is you're going to have these annual updates with a vast chunk of content in the game, and it's not just going to be new levels like you would in traditional games. It's going to be like entirely new genres, like whole new sections of the game coming in. Season 2 is all about the planetary surfaces and all that kind of stuff, the multi-crew, the commander creator and stuff like that. Next season we could be looking at the FPS, walking around inside your ship and all that stuff. That's the hot rumor. Again, see, look, I'm not one of these big media companies, but I at least admit that that's a rumor. It's like it's not substantiated, but it's a rumor. It's what everyone thinks is going to come. It's speculation. But yeah,
Speculation alert.
Absolutely. I need to get that banner back. If anyone wants to make me a cool speculation alert banner to use on the stream, by all means, send that to me in an email or a link or something on the Twitch. Damn. DJ Tardan, yeah, that's it. Crash said it. Confirmed.
I said Half-Life 3 confirmed.
That's it, yeah. That was a good thing. Did you see that the other day? There was someone did a mock-up of it. Was it the HTC Vive? And then did the words in a second. You got HTC, and it was like Half-Life T3 C confirmed. Oh! It's amazing what people will believe. It's like, you give them a little hint. Oh dear. Someone hot on my tail. One more pew. That's it. Yay! I got one more pew. Who is that? It's you! It's you! Did it again. Yeah, that time it worked.
Oh.
There we go. That time I was paying attention. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Someone on my tail. Yeah, wasn't going to survive that. Any more questions we've got in there? Do I want it animated? Oh, dog, you legend. If you have got the stuff to do that, unfortunately I don't have the software. I'm kind of crap when it comes to that side of things. I'm not very tooled up in terms of animations and cool transitions and things like that. I'd be happy with some big rainbow-coloured word art text in it. Oh, those are the days. Everybody loved word art. Aramus! GG! Again proving that I am not as good as what everyone thinks.
If you're from the age that had the Amiga, then surely you should banner that runs across the screen to electro music.
Yeah, absolutely. Speculation alert entries to PO Box Crash. In Teshub, yes, absolutely.
So if you want to speculate, I'd like to speculate, can you do more than fight in deployable fighters? Could you deploy a deployable fighter and go into a station? Or land on a planet with one?
I don't think you'd be able to land on a planet, but I don't see why you shouldn't be able to go to a station. Maybe if your main ship was... But of course they don't have FSD drives, do they? So you wouldn't be able to travel to anywhere.
Leave a system, but you should be able to fly around a system with one.
No, because you need the FSD drive to achieve supercruise. So these things won't be able to achieve supercruise. They will have normal level of flight, so they can be able to fly. Oh, there's another match starting in the background. Might try switching over to team mode in a minute, so we've got a chance to read through the newsletter. Yeah, so the ship launched fighters, or the small ships which are coming in as well. Again, another feature of what's coming in season 2. You're going to be looking at the small ships that don't have any kind of super cruise capability or anything like that. They're just going to be exactly what they're intended for this kind of battle you're seeing here in CQ Squee. Ah, totally owned. Stephen, I should say maybe something that looks like an Amiga demo. Yeah, that's close to my heart. I'm an Amiga fanboy. I'd love to see something like that. I love the demo scene. I see. I saw you with your heat sinks deployed to go silent. I spotted you.
Oh, yeah. Didn't manage to flank you before I got blown up.
Oh, out of range now. What have we got here? Johnny V again in the Imperial Fighter. So another thing I'm looking forward to this season is I know they've got a... they had a bunch of other CQC maps that they wanted to put out. So I'm hoping they'll kind of make it in Season 2 at some point. Again, it is just a question of finding the time to do it all, you know what I mean? There is so much they want to do, but only so much time in the day to do it all. Who's that? Commander Salbert? Who's that? Next target, next target. Commander Renate. I think he's gone silent. Yeah, he's just ejected a heatsink. But I spotted you. Oh, he just hit the side of the...
You've got Trifon on your tail.
Oh, yeah.
Kill. Oh.
Could not get out of that. Could not get out of that. Rock Angus, the small ships don't mean fighters when you say that. Don't you mean fighters when you say that? Sorry, I missed what we were talking about. Let me just skip back up through the chat. Sorry. Ray29 read. The normal version of the game is included in Horizons on Steam, or do you buy them separately? Yeah, you're better off to get them through the Frontier store. Just being said there from Rock Angus. When I'm talking about the fighters, Rock Angus, yeah, the fighters which you see in CQC, these small ships, the Condor, the Imperial Fighter, they will be making their way into the main game in Season 2, and you'll be able to put them in the belly of your bigger ships, so the larger ships can have one or more of these little fighters that you can then drop out into and either defend your ship or send them out as like little autonomous drones. Arathon, damn you! Damn you! But yeah, so the idea is that ships are going to become almost like small autonomous fleets in the during the course of Season 2, which I'm really excited about because as I mean, you'll know this, Anthony, but the original game had the Thargoids had little Thargons, little tiny ships that they would drop out like drones, wouldn't they?
Yeah, well, kind of like you had like a sort of mothership that deployed the drones.
Yes.
They would take. You often get ambushed in which space and then pulled out to another space, sort of in the middle of nowhere, so you're utterly defenseless.
So you know, when you start looking at the logic of it, it's kind of like it's almost they're thinking, oh, if we add this feature in, that kind of makes way for some other features, if that makes sense. Oh, cheeky little swipe. I'm sorry, gaming with Ian, that was really sneaky, but I don't think I got the points for it anyway. Farewell, Mike Snoz. Thank you for joining in. Sorry if the noise was too much. I do tend to waffle. that's the problem I found when I did try out the Imperial Fighter, because it's so much wider than you expect it to be. It did kind of, I had problems with like the wings clipping things when I was doing stunts that I'd normally do in the Condor, and it wasn't an issue. Oh, sorry, Rock Angus. Just as I was talking, the stream hung. Oh, did I? Okay, I'm going to leave on a high note. Managed to actually win that one.
You're ahead.
So yeah, quit while I'm ahead. Let's queue up whilst we're both here. Let's try to capture the flag, because I haven't had a chance to do that in a second. That should give us time. Capture the flag missions tend to be matches tend to be a little bit sparser, so we might have enough time to read the newsletter in between. Yes, Rock Angus, again for your benefit. Yeah, the bigger ships in season 2 are gonna have a you can see them now on the underside of some of the bigger ships. If you go to the external camera with Control Alt Space as the default, you can see they have little rectangular sections in them, which is a fighter launch bay, or at least the space for them. And in season 2, you're going to have that as an upgradable module where you can fit in one or more of the smaller ships. At the moment, it's going to be like the Condor and the Imperial Fighter, just the really, really tiny ships. You can send out to either be a drone to protect you, or you can switch seats just like you can with the SRVs. And jump in the SRV and drive around. You can do that with the fighters and kind of protect yourself. So these ships are going to start to become more like little fleets almost, with different purposes, and I think that's really going to change the balance of the game, particularly in the bigger ships. I mean, I imagine you find that with, I don't know if you've taken the cutter fighting much, Anthony, or have you just kind of kitted it out?
I did. I've taken it into a res site just to kind of see how it did, and it's quite difficult to get all 7 hard points on a target. So you have to kind of swing it around. In the end, I fitted turrets to it, and they're quite formidable. I mean, I got ambushed by a ring of 3 eagles, and the turrets killed all 3 of the eagles before I'd even turned the ship round.
Yeah. Oh, I've gone ahead and clicked. I didn't want to do that. Let's close that really quickly. It's a different dynamic, isn't it? When you get into the bigger ships, having the turrets and just thinking about it in a different way. So I think that being able to have a big ship which is kind of autonomous and almost working like one of the big dreadnoughts, kind of firing turrets and protecting itself in a basic pattern, and then you being able to jump in one of the like a Condor and zip around and pick out a wing of pirates, one by one in the fighter ship. That's going to be a completely different dynamic to it, and I think that's going to be really cool. And it's really going to play into the idea of multi-crew, which you see on the background there. The being able to have your friend in another seat, fly your ship, and then right, that's it. I'm going to go jump in the Condor and blow things up, sort of thing, or even just jump in the SRV, drive around. I'll head off and do some recon, go over the edge of the crater, see what's coming. You bring the ship, and I'll stay on comms and that kind of thing. Some really cool interactions that can come out of that, which is all going to start to play out this season.
Yeah, I'm hoping that I can persuade my teenage sons to join me in the league. They've both got the game, but the eldest one spends all his time playing Counter-Strike, and the youngest one is terrified of losing his ship.
Yeah, I don't blame my son as well. I mean, we've got a second machine set up with him. I've done a couple of missions with him. He loves going around on the surfaces with me and stuff like that. He loves that kind of stuff. He's not so keen on the combat. He finds that it's a bit too intense for him. It's a bit too much, and he gets really I wouldn't say upset, but just kind of like frustrated when it doesn't work quite as well as he hopes, sort of thing.
Well, you're not prepared to lose.
Yeah, exactly. And I think with something like CQC, I tried to get him to do CQC. He was a bit more kind of into it. He liked the idea that it was he wasn't losing his ship. That's the thing that I found really funny. It's like he's 8 years old, and it's like his first thing he asked me in CQC is like, "If I blow up, do I lose money?" It's like he understood that mechanic straight away. He's like he's been trading along with me, and he gets it, and he's like, yeah, I'm not gonna risk my money. I don't want that sort of thing. I want the risk-free PvP. Just have a little bit of a blast. But it is a bit too much for him at his age, but it is pretty cool that he likes to try.
Money is just really a way of keeping track of how well you're doing. It's not important to itself.
Yeah, exactly. But he's getting better at it. So is that Glimsong? Greetings, Tankero 2015. Greetings, Commander. Thanks for joining in tonight. We're just going through the newsletter. We just got a CQC match queued up in the background. We're going to go back and check on that. What's that? Landing gear may lower unexpectedly. What's that? You can only see the SRV hanger thing on your ASP. Perhaps it's too small. No, I think the ASP is... the ASP should have it on the keelback. I think is the smallest ship, which has a fighter launch bay on the underside of it. It literally is just like a square area with a bunch of text on it. I don't think it even says anything remotely like fighter bay or anything like that. It's just a square area on the bottom, which was, you'll notice on a bunch of the ships, they were all tweaked and changed slightly to fit that in. Even things like when Horizons first came out, you noticed that the cargo bay was changed, the landing gear was changed. I expect you've noticed this, haven't you, Anthony? Particularly on the smaller ships like the Eagle and the Sidewinder, you notice the landing gear was swapped for these huge, telescopic legs that will lift it up so the SRV can get under them and stuff like that.
You put it down on the planet's surface and it kind of stands up like Thunderbird 2.
Yeah. Let's go ahead. Look for Tankero. Have I seen anything about the Commander Maker designer? I do have the video. Is this the right one? No, this is the wrong video. See if I can get this queued up. So this is the sort of thing. I switch back now. There we go. Let's scroll back a little bit on there. So this is the sort of thing we're going to be getting in the Commander Creator. I mean, this was announced back at EGX last year. I think they've done some fantastic work on the characters because they're at a level of believability that I wasn't expecting. It was a bit of a shock for me when I first saw them. I knew about it just before EGX, but I couldn't say anything. Yeah, I think it's really cool they're going to be adding this in there. And of course, the really cool news that came out just last week is this tech is going to be used for the mission givers the people in the bulletin boards and stuff like that, which is going to be really, really, really awesome to see that when that comes in as well. But I just like the fact you have different colour uniforms, and I'm wondering what the significance of that is. I mean, we see in the screenshot on the newsletter you've got the red suit, the black suit, and the white suit there. Looking at that, I mean, this little UI element you see on the HUD of this character, it's almost like a targeting reticule. And I mean, I need that banner, so that's speculation alert. To me, that looks like that player there is operating a turret. You know, if you look closely at it, you've got the little hexagonal shape in the middle there. You've got that almost like it's a targeting tunnel, you know, kind of coming this way, looking at what looks like the ship icon there. To me, that just screams that you'll be able to give over targeting control and things like that to other players, so you can focus on the flying and evasive maneuvers and stuff like that, and then someone else could be getting really, really accurate shots on the turrets, and being able to do things like of negating any benefit you get from things like chaff, so the player is not fooled by chaff. They can see that target and they can shoot through the chaff fields and stuff like that. Again, which is going to completely tweak the mechanic on things. It's going to need some balancing, but it's going to be cool.
I don't know if you've ever seen the 1999 film Lost in Space, but the opening sequence of that is like a space dogfight. And the fighters in that have heads-up display, very reminiscent of that. And it's interesting to see sort of how Frontier have taken it.
Yeah, like I said, it's all speculation. I mean, you could argue that little hexagon is kind of reminiscent of the. I think you've got these filled segments on the side here. Then you've got the hollow segments on the other side. One of the things that I miss from the very, very original game, and you can probably back me up on this, Anthony, is they had the forward, aft, and port and starboard shields, didn't you? And you could kind of they were balanced separately, weren't they? There's 4 kind of shield zones.
Yeah, basically, if you got shot, you could pull power from one shield to the other. Similar way you've got the sort of capacitors now, but you could balance them out to strengthen the shields.
Exactly, and it was something that was mentioned in the DDF. I mean, people spoke about it. It was kind of analysed to death and back sort of thing, but they never really kind of seemed to come in. My impression is almost like they simplified it to the point where a single person can fly the entire ship unaided, and the computer does all of the behind the scenes stuff. So you can just put pips to shields and engines, and that's about the most that you want to be concentrating on when you're flying your ship. But then again, like you said, if you get this crew member in, you could get them to focus on stuff like that, so they could, allow you to last longer in a firefight by shifting power to different shield zones and stuff like that. I mean, these are all things that crew members could be doing for you, and I think that's really cool that you could be, on the heads-up space, like, full power to rear shields, they're taking us down, so it turns into that real kind of collaborative play then, which I think is really awesome.
Wesley, make the coffee.
Shut up, Wesley. Absolutely. Some more questions in there. Sparrowback, interesting question. The SRV hangar door, was it already there in the first beta 1.5 years ago, or did the doors sneak in during the past months before Horizon we didn't notice? So the doors weren't there because they were inside the ship, so you didn't see the airlock doors. The cargo bay was there and ready to be filled out. But yeah, effectively the ships were tweaked to fit it in. They were designed with a rough volume to take that space, but until the SRV was designed fully and everything was made to contract, the geometry just wasn't put in place. But yeah, I mean that's the way you do that. You can take an iterative approach to this. You layer on the features as you need them. What's that? Glimsong. Note to self, when visiting Beetlejuice, don't fly out to Beetlejuice 1 as it's still in the stars Corona. Having one's hull slag off like liquid chocolate is an enlightening experience. Yeah, I did read that someone landed on Beetlejuice 1, the planet, and their fuel scoop was still active when they were flying down. That's insane. Twithy, does anyone know if there'll be NPC crew? Perhaps they'll need a weekly wage like stuff in Frontier Elite 2. The crew is a multiplayer feature at the moment. I think Frontier have come out and said that they're not planning on having AI positions to be filled, because effectively your ship will fly itself with just you in the pilot seat. So that is effectively the AI. I think the idea of crew is that it would be another player at the moment to do that. Because when you think about it, if you have the AI that your ship can run targeting your turrets, or an AI sat in a seat doing the same thing that your ship could do, it doesn't really offer you any benefit. But if you have a real human behind the controls there, they offer the benefits of being more accurate and seeing past things that the computer wouldn't see. Mad Dog saying, no fat commanders, you're not being represented. Yeah, that is a problem with that video, isn't it? Trying to get the range of diversity of different characters and stuff in there is going to be very, very difficult, because we know that Frontier were absolutely slated because people didn't like the variation of people that were represented for the power leaders, and it's like, come on. I mean, if you put all of the different possible character archetypes in a bag and shook it up, I don't think you could have got a better random mix. It was like, but still, it's not good enough, so yeah.
No, it's 3,300 Mad Dog being fat's now outlawed.
Oh, sorry, I'm just catching up on the chat there. Yes, it's the progenitor cells, you see.
Can't trade in sugar.
Yes, yeah, that's what it is, yeah. English Kernigget, is the Commander Creator thing Horizons only, or be able to use it in the base game? I don't know. I mean, it doesn't make sense for it to be a Season 2 exclusive, because there's no apparent reason why it would need that, but at the same time I can understand for Frontier wanting to make it a Season 2 exclusive. I mean, at the end of the day, they're a business, they have to drive sales, so you can't blame them for wanting to make cool features which are exclusive to the season, and sales have to pay for these features. They can't just give all of these features away for nothing. So I can see both sides of the argument. I know they won't win either way. If they give it away for free, people will expect more and not appreciate the fact they've got it for free. If they make it a Season 2 exclusive, people will be ranting all over the place saying that you're trying to segregate the community and you're trying to make money, and woe betide that a company try and sell their product and make money. I mean, that's just terrible, isn't it?
Programmers can't be expected to eat. It's silly.
Yeah, exactly. What do you want to eat those for? They should be running themselves in the ground to provide us entertainment. Damn it. Yeah, as Game with Ian saying there, I'm not sure, but considering that mission givers are going to be getting faces, it kind of makes sense that everyone's going to be able to see it. So
maybe Season 1 players see the mission givers face. They can't design their own.
Yeah,
they just get a helmet.
I'm trying to catch up on the chat. Sorry if I've missed any bits and pieces. Tankaro saying, yeah, the guy right in the back in the blue in the corner there looks like he's managing ship systems. Yeah. DJ Tarzan, you missed the faces you saw on the mission bridge. Yeah, that was one of the cool things in Frontier League 2 was seeing a procedurally generated face whenever you landed the station. I think it kind of, it draws you into the human side of the experience more, doesn't it? So I like the fact that they're going to be using that for the engineers as well, because I think you recognise that character. Then you see that engineer character, and you're like, oh yeah, it's Bob. He's really good with beam lasers, you know. Sparrowback is so looking forward to the first Mad Dog and Fiery Toad multi-crew stream. Oh, I can imagine the Morecambe and Wise of the Elite Universe in one ship. Oh dear, I'm grabbing the popcorn for that.
It'll be great.
Toadie won't let me be in any control of any of his seats. As long as you don't pee on the carpet. Imagine peeing in 0G. Bad dog. Pappy! Greetings, Commander. Thanks for tuning in. Sorry if I'm behind on the chat. I'm just trying to catch up. Chili Wasp was saying Season 1 players' helmets are glued on, yeah. Scout Zero. Funny you should mention that. We were just talking about this, weren't we? Right at the start. Frontier First Encounters had the CD-ROM version with the full motion video capture faces for the instead of the procedurally generated ones. And yeah, I did have it. I bought it on some back catalogue CD or something like that. They weren't very good, I must admit. It was one of those kind of like it was the wart in the series of things. It was like, yeah, it was quite funny that they did it, but it didn't fit very well. What's that, DJ Tartan? Crash Landing, Fiery Toad, Mad Dog, Bubble, Kate, all in one crew. What could go wrong? The Fab Ship. Oh yes, we'll have to get a big pink Imperial Clipper, I think.
The last time Kate borrowed my Fer-de-Lance, she scratched it.
Oh dear. Oh, I've gone back to the game. Oh wait. Matchmaking error. I didn't notice that. Let me see if I can invite you guys back. I was so busy chatting away. I thought it should have found a match by then.
Well, I think it's given up. I've just got my name on the list now.
Yeah, I'm going to send you another invite now. I can't find...
Okay.
There's Mindwipe. Psycho Co. I need a friends list sorting option, please, Frontier.
There you go.
Right.
Squad leader, Commander Karash.
Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know who made that decision. Who put me in charge? That's a bad idea. I can't see Aramis now. Is Aramis dropped? Is that what happened? Did his network drop? No? I thought that was... I can't see him. Oh, no.
I'm afraid there's a time delay on the
screen.
So
he had to quit the chat. Okay, then let's... maybe that's why it dropped. Quit the game, that's no problem. People getting the old buffer. I'm not getting any frame drops this end. I did write at the very start, but that hasn't done that for a while. Rock Hangers, you can't see anything that looks like a fighter hangar on the Asp Explorer. Oh wow. I wonder if I can show that really quickly. I'll tell you what, let's drop it at the matchmaking for a second and I'll see if I can demonstrate that. Because I've seen it on the larger ships.
Get my Asp and then you can...
Yeah, well, I've
if you're passing the pun.
Sweetie. I've gone into open play, but I'm just gonna quickly launch, and I'm gonna see if I can spot what I'm looking for on the bottom, because I know I've seen it on some ships. I've
just gone into Mobius, so.
Oh, okay, no, that's okay. I'm gonna launch really quickly and see if I can spot what I'm looking for. I'm not sure if the Asp Explorer is too small, Stephen. I think the keelback is the smallest, and the Asp Explorer is definitely wider. So I think there's plenty of room for a fighter bay on an Asp. So I just can't remember whether they do have one or not. I know not all ships do have one. I mean, the really, really small ships, there's just not enough space for them. The T6 is too small. The width of the T6 is just too narrow for that. So that doesn't have it. Anything below that sort of scale, no chance. You're not gonna see a fighter bay on that one. Let's just quickly have a look at the underbelly. Get underneath my Asp. Whir. Oh, well, look at that. No, I think you're right, actually. It's got a cargo bay slot, and there is no fighter bay. So you're in Mobius at the moment, yeah, Arthur?
I am. I'm just outside the door of Jameson.
Okay, let's jump into that and
Just
see if I can
dodging
find
the
you.
Type 9 that was coming in. That would have been unpleasant.
And what ship did you jump in?
I'm in my Asp, the Cousteau.
Yeah, I think the Asp is too small. Too
I've
far
got
away.
an Imperial Clipper I can bring out if you want to look at that.
Yeah, that might be a little bigger. I'm not sure of the largest ship which actually has it. Oh, it's telling me you're in open play now. Definitely not.
That's right.
It's
Just
telling
got
me lies.
rammed by a security ship, took my shields out. Careless drivers.
Rokagas, yes, that is the paint job I got on my Asp is the Gamescom skin that I've got on here. I've actually got a couple of other skins I can show as well. I managed to get some of the exclusive ones because I'm a lucky bastard. I've bought a lot of them, but I've been really lucky to attend many events. They haven't done an E3 skin though. It's a shame.
LaveCon skins. Pretty
Got the LaveCon skins, yeah. I'm going to go and switch that on now.
Stick out one in that on there.
Chili Wasp, yeah, I think you're right there. The keelback will become more popular when it arrives. I mean, and that's the thing with any one of these ships. You know, like the Orca in particular. Everyone always looks at the Orca and say, "Why does anyone got an Orca?" Because there's no passenger missions and stuff like that. As soon as passenger missions become a thing, you're going to see Orcas everywhere. You know, everyone's going to be doing the damn things, and that's the thing with the game is it's constantly evolving. They're constantly changing what you can do with it. So there's always going to be new stuff coming in that people want to try, and that's the thing that's really cool. There's the LaveCon skin, exclusive for LaveCon 2015. Yeah, it's a nice skin, but I got a bunch of the other ones that I bought as well. The Christmassy ones. Festive Silver. DJ Target, you got an Orca, which is your ramming ship. Oh, you fit it out with all hull reinforcements, have you? Cool. Please pay an inflatable co-pilots. It's airplane all over again. The cutter is most likely going to have one. You can't see it because it's hidden behind a cover. Well, yeah, of course you can't ruin the aesthetics of the cutter with something as silly as a big square fighter bay. No, you've got to have a sleek, smooth outfit, haven't you? But we will have a look in a sec. Which one have you jumped in at the moment, Anthony?
I'm in the Imperial Clipper at the
You're in the
moment, but I
Clipper.
can switch to the cutter if you prefer.
Okay. No, Clipper's fine. Clipper's fine. I'm going to go ahead and make sure I'm in the right group. You're definitely in Mobius at the moment, yeah?
I am in Mobius, yeah. I mean, best thing to do is probably wing up.
Oh! Okay, I'll get into the correct group instead of misclicking it, which
Always helps. I did once try to meet up with the commander who couldn't find me, and then we established he was actually in solo.
I've done it so many times. I just kind of fumbling around and realize like you start ranting and raving. It's like, oh, the networking isn't working. Oh crap! You're in open, aren't you? Oh right, okay, hang on. Done it so many times. There we go. Right. No, it's still telling me you are in open. Are you?
I'm not, I swear.
Okay. Can you send me a? can you send me a wing invite, or is it not showing up for you? Quick question there, Tango. Little left field. Running a Ferdinand, you've noticed that the flight model is inconsistent. Pulling on its nose will sometimes whip it around 4 pitch to blue thrust, but the same power settings and thrust can sometimes shudder and lag as I pull. Any details for that you may know about the ship? Are you sure is it not the when you're using the boost, because the way the boost operates, it will kick more power into your thrusters, so doing that will cause the ship to flip around very, very quickly. There's a lot of factors that go into
this, but
movies?
just as you're a private group.
Okay, let me. I'll go ahead and go to Super Cruise and try and come back.
I can do the same.
We can see each other in Super Cruise, maybe. Edgerin, audible head smack, yes. Yes, absolutely. Orcas are too fast to pirate. Well, that's kind of the point, really, isn't it? They're cruise ships for the affluent people to zip around the galaxy, and they might not be very good for offense, but they should have good defense in that respect. Yeah, game of the end. That's a good point there. Yeah, Tankro. Yeah, it's not only the pips that you have in, but the the position of the throttle. Like I said, if you're hitting boost, then you will get that much faster turn rate, which you don't normally get as well. There's a lot of factors that play into the maneuverability of the ship, and I mean, I suggest just have a play around with it. Take one into an asteroid field maybe, and see how tight you can get turns and things like that, and give it a little bit of a play around outside of a combat situation to get the feel of a ship first. Right, I'm just dropping back into Jameson now.
I've just dropped out and I'm right in front of the station, but it's still showing in the contacts list as you being in private group and not in the same group as me.
Should we try open briefly as we're outside the station? I'm not sure why that's. Maybe it's because I fumbled it. I've gone and confused it. It doesn't seem to be the case with flight assist off. So I'm just trying to catch up with what you guys are saying. Like open play. Yeah, flight assist off. All bets are off when you turn off flight assist, because the ship won't be putting power into the other thrusters around your ship to counteract your movement. Oh, there we go. I think I spotted you straight away. There you go. So the thrust is going to be going exactly where you're putting it. So if you flight assist off and boost, you can see there that suddenly my ASP started maneuvering a lot quicker. It started pitching up quicker. I think that's what people commonly call like a flight assist boost turn, which is a maneuver that a lot of the PvP guys are very familiar with. So there's lots of advanced things you can do when you start to kind of mix up the systems and the controls that you've got available. Saturnine, yeah, fly a Type 9 out. After that, everything feels smooth. No, I'm looking at, see, on your Clipper again, there's nothing on the Clipper. I think I'm going to have to buy a keel back just to prove a point, I think, looking at it. And you've got everything deployed at the moment. I can see your landing gears down. There doesn't appear to be any... I think that flower-shaped section there might be something to do. Have you got a cargo scoop? Can you drop a cargo scoop? Is that your cargo scoop?
I've just hit home, so it should have deployed.
Can't see anything that looks like a scoop.
Hang on, try that again. Yeah,
oh, there you go. There we go. There you go. So there's your cargo scoop. Yeah. So going back to the question that was earlier on, I think the geometry for the doors there was not shown in earlier versions. That was added in from 1.5 and beyond. So there we go. So the little flower petal shaped doors. Oh, so you close that back up. How does that? Oh, that's so posh, isn't it? That's so imperial. Can't show the messy square cargo bay. You've got to hide it behind this 6 flowered petal shaped thing. Okay, I'm going to buy a keel back because I'm insistent that I'm going to demonstrate this. I've got to show that the launcher bays are there at the moment. Saturnine, the forums are fun. No, banning people on the forums is fun. Don't go to the forums, dog. Don't go there. Ooh, pay attention to the docking crash. Yeah. There's a lot of contacts off to the side. Are you seeing that at the moment, Anthony? There's someone dumping a whole bunch of cargo or something.
Anaconda's had a case of the trots.
Bit of a... Yeah. Was that curry last night? Shouldn't have shipped all that curry. Oh, dear. Hans Mad Dog the drink. Right, let's go ahead and buy a keel back because I know that has one on. I think they're either hidden or they're just obfuscated away on the other ships.
Can't imagine you get one on the Vulture, and obviously there's not one on the Asp Explorer.
Yeah.
Dropship? I mean, that's the next ship up, isn't it?
Dropship? I imagine that should have one. What has just happened? Yep, I've got a problem. I thought it was because I switched screens, but nope. That's a bit of a bummer. Let's restart that really quick. So that's kicking back to life. Let's get back to where we were on the newsletter, actually.
Vonatar, you kind of run out of things to do. You haven't killed me yet.
See, I can't bring myself to do things like that. I just can't be mean.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah, Vonatar, I think that if you kind of rush at the game and think and just run through it, I mean, bear in mind, I think the what's the quote was saying something like 1.4 million players, and they were saying something like the average time was like 60 hours. I mean, that's more than most games give you these days anyway. And looking at what, I mean, I put in 7 weeks plus of gameplay into the game. And when you look at those sort of figures, it's not surprising that, you know, if you get to that point where you run out of things to do, because if you've played that number of hours, I mean, now you really have done kind of come across every possible angle you could do something in the game.
Part timer.
But still, I mean, it's
9 weeks, 4 days.
No, oh god! See, that's what I mean. I mean, 7 weeks, 6 days. I think I was on.
She was horrified until I pointed out. I only played when she was watching soaps or Big Brother.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, see,
Tumbleweed.
It goes both ways. Let's see, doesn't it? There you go. 7 weeks, 5 days, 19 hours. That's the sort of gameplay time I put into it, and I've not achieved, you know, all of the ranks and everything that I can do in the game. There's still so much I can do. So, you know, I think the best thing is that, you know, take a break. There is always more content coming down the pipeline anyway, so you can come back later and there'll be more stuff. I think it's fair to say you got your money's worth if you've done something like that. You know, literally hundreds or even thousands of hours.
Well, I would say don't do the same thing all the time. You know, do a couple of trade runs, then do a bounty mission, then go off and explore for a bit. Exactly,
mix it up. I mean, and I've always maintained that's the one thing that I love in games is variety. I'm constantly flipping between different activities. I can never focus on one thing for a long. I'm always kind of, I'm like Doug the dog, you know. It's kind of going along. It's like, ooh, there's a nice thing. Ooh, squirrel. You know, I'm very, very much of that sort of mentality. So,
Yes, Amy got the collar of shame ready for you.
so I think, you know, Elite is the perfect game for me because I literally am. I'll go off and I'm exploring for 2 days, and then I'll head back, and it's like, oh, I'll do a bit of this, I'll do a bit of combat, I'll land on a planet, I'll do some CQC, I'll go back to do some trading, I'll do, you know, and I'm literally hopping between all the different things. Yes, Mad Dog, squirrel. But yeah, I mean, that's the great. I mean, this game has variety in spades. There's so many different things you can be doing, and it still surprises me that, you know, there's people that play the game and then kind of find something they haven't found yet. You know, they've been playing it for months and months on end, and then someone will point out something they haven't tried yet. It's like, really, you can do this? It's like, yeah, you can do that too. And it's just going to get more and more.
I haven't done any surface missions yet, and I've had Horizon since it was beta.
Tell me about it. I did.
Where will I get time to do that?
Yeah, I can say I did a little bit of a video thing with Mr. Lewis, and yeah, we kind of, both of us admitted when we recorded that neither of us have had the opportunity to do any surface base assaults yet. Ooh, was that me or was that you? What was that? Oh, please tell me that wasn't a stupid frigging security ship that just slammed into me. Damn it!
It wasn't me.
Okay, anyway.
Now that
So what have
does
we got
look
on
like
there?
a raunchy bay, doesn't
Beware
it?
of sliding doors, caution. Yeah, so it's got a couple of little bits and pieces on it. Hydraulic maintenance. Is that Bay 001 it's got on there? I mean, this was the bay that we saw on the Xbox One launch trailer. On the underside of that Anaconda, you see it drop down, and the Condor was zipping out of it. This is it. Proof. See, it exists. It is there. Took me a while to find it, but it is there. Speculation, does Crash have ADHD? Probably. Edith the Hutt, 9 weeks is equal to 1,512 hours. OMG.
Yep.
I don't think I could combine multiple games together and still have not got that far. It's just ridiculous, isn't it? And to think that...
Well, I mean, I've always played the Battlefield games since 2002, and usually I buy a Battlefield game, and I mean the originals were $14.99, and by the later ones they were kind of $24.99. But I get 200 or 300 hours out of each one in the same time span. When half the time span, because I did 350 hours in Battlefield 2 over 2 years. But I've had 1,500 hours in just over a year out of a game that cost me less than Battlefield 3 did.
Exactly, and I think this goes right back full circle to the point where people make it like, oh, is Horizons worth it? And it's like, well, it is going to be a subjective thing at the end of the day. It's up to you. You can't decide whether or not you think a piece of entertainment is worth it, but sorry, someone else can't tell you whether or not you will find a piece of entertainment worth the money. But I think when you look at it and you look at the sheer number of hours of entertainment you're getting for the value of money, it's mind-blowing, isn't it? It's so much better than anything else you can consider. You know, going to the movies, buying a DVD or something like that.
By the time you've explored what you've got, some more's going to come along.
Exactly.
You've got, like 6 weeks before we're in, March probably.
Yeah.
And then you'll be being told what's going to be coming in the beta. And
Yeah.
then, obviously you're going to have things like avatars and multi-crew and stuff like coming throughout the year. So I think it's a case of what do you want out of the game. A lot of people say, I'm not going to play the game till it's multi-crew. I'm not going to play the game till I can land on planets with life. And that kind of thing. So yeah, if that's the game that you're aiming for, then wait till that game appears. But
Exactly.
there's plenty of Elite to go around already.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like I said, we've kind of seen it from day one. We've kind of seen it incrementally grow and build, and it's hard to look at it from fresh eyes and kind of say, let's say, oh well, how would someone feel coming at the game now and looking at it for the first time? It's a big, daunting game with a lot of stuff on it, and I don't see lots of new players coming into the game and saying, oh, there's no content, there's nothing to do. The only people I see saying those kind of things are people who have already put in 60 plus hours into it, and they've done all of the bits incrementally as it's come out, and have not tried any of the new stuff, and now is claiming that there's nothing new for them to do, which is like, that's just insane when you look at that. It doesn't make any sense. It's illogical. So yeah, it will continue to grow and get extra stuff in it. So you know, it's just a case of come back when there's the thing in there that you like the look of. You know, that's really the way to do it.
I've just purchased a Federal assault ship, so if I bring that outside, you can have
let's
a look under this one and
right.
because I'm assuming that as it's one of the two newer ships.
I imagine we'll have that in, yeah.
Federal variety, we might have a launch bay on that.
Commander Jan, yeah, if you get 60 plus hours per season, it's worth it in your books. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think people take for granted, you know, how much value for money you're getting in games these days. They look at the cost of a game and they're like, oh, you know, 30, 40 pounds. Oh, it's extortion. And it's like, well, the average game for 30 or 40 pounds is, you know, still giving you something like in the 15 to 20 hours of gameplay mark. That's still way better than a DVD. You know, a DVD might give you, what, an hour and a half, maybe?
It costs me to take my kids to the cinema in popcorn alone.
Exactly. Games give you so much value for money, but people see them as a single unit of value, and they say, oh, the 30 or 40 pound sort of, and they say, oh, that's so expensive. It's nothing about it. You go back to the days of, you know, like the Sega Mega Drive and stuff like that, and, you know, the games were 50, 60 pound back in the day, and I mean, of course, that's not including things like inflation and all that kind of stuff as well, so... looking at it, that's just got a cargo bay as far as I can see. Nothing that looks...
there's a number of hatches, or what look like hatches.
Yeah. But can you see mine if you...
a few things.
Yeah. Deploy all the things! Dark Matter Generator saying now, yeah, EVE Online is $132 per year on the cheapest plan.
I think it's difficult to compare Elite with EVE Online.
Yeah, it's
because it doesn't really fit any of those models. It's not a subscription model. It's not DLC. It's not really a season pass in the traditional sense of the word. But what you're getting is you're paying for a year's worth of content.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I think there's been so much contention and confusion around it, is because they're trying to do something new. They're trying to stand out and not do a typical subscription. They don't want to tie people in and say you must pay for this year in order to get content. They still want to do content for the base game and content for the new season. They want to include everyone. They don't want to tie people in, but at the same time they've got to support the game somehow. So you can understand them wanting to do this kind of annual, you know, continual.
Well, the purchase and the necessity for having Horizon is optional. You don't have to have it. You can still play the game without it. And a lot of the stuff that is going into Horizons is bleeding through into the main game. Not all of it, but some of it will. Like I said, you know, the likelihood is that the avatars, you'll see the mission giver avatars, even if you don't get the ability to create your own.
Yeah, so exactly. Yeah. I think the technology is going to be there.
There's a hatch there,
no, I don't, because it's
nice looking legs on there, and it looks like a hatch for people to get in and out of the back. You know, drop ramp with some lights beside it. But
yeah,
there's
it's roughly
of the old Aliens dropship there, isn't it?
Same sort of style. Yeah. Well, that's an unusual thing for an NPC to shout. All I was doing was mining. Just shouted out on the comms chatter there. Okay, mining? There is nothing around here to mine. What are you doing?
Mining? Yeah, that's a feeble excuse, isn't it?
Yeah.
I was mining officer in the state.
Mining what? Yeah, what exactly are you mining? Oh, dear. Mad Dog saying that World of Warcraft is £104 per year plus the £40 per expansions. That's if you buy the 6-month access in bulk. Yeah, I've fallen into the World of Warcraft trap a few times as well. I think I played it up until, well, I bought Lich King. I think that was the last expansion I bought. And then when you actually put it down on paper and realize it's like, you know, I've played it for 2 or 3 years. I've bought 3 or 4 of the you know, the base game, the expansion, all that stuff. And I'm thinking, my goodness, it's like £200-300 easy that I've put into this. And again, and to fair play, I consider that I got a fair number of hours out of it gameplay wise. But there was always that kind of niggling thing in the back of your mind that you're thinking that, well, if I don't play it at least 10 hours a week, I'm not getting my money's worth. I'm getting shortchanged because at the end of the month it's like, I've paid for this month. I need to play at least this much to make it worth my while. And that's the thing that I don't like about subscription models, is they kind of force you to play because you need to get your value for money. I think
you're playing out of obligation rather than enjoyment.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And it just seems wrong. But whereas what Frontier are trying to do is saying that you're basically buying a game a year off them. And if you can do that for something like Battlefield or FIFA or the next Forza or whatever it is, and when you look at the content you get in that is usually just a reskin of the UI and a bunch of new characters or cars or, or the same missions rehashed.
Battlefield was that the graphics got prettier, but the core game mechanic got dumber.
Yeah.
They were reducing the number of classes. They were, simplifying everything, and it was all kind of. Vehicles were on rails instead of drivable.
Yeah.
And it was a big complaint about the new Star Wars Battlefront, is that a lot of the stuff was you're a pilot, you weren't a pilot so much as a passenger.
Yeah, it's kind of running on rails. I mean, they even did that thing that there was that classic thing they did with it. I think it was the Call of Duty games where they had the motion captured sequence from the end of one game was used as part of a mission in the follow-up game, which is the exact same sequence of the guy coming along, picking you up and dragging you to the helicopter sort of thing. It was like it's like cookie cutter stuff, and it's like, really, but that's what people buy. People buy these games and consider that acceptable. So I find it.
I think the antithesis of gaming for me is the games where it's supposed to be an action game, a first-person game or a third-person game, and you spend 60% of your time watching a scripted animation, a cutscene. So
exactly.
Effectively, the game is cutscene to introduce you to the game, then cutscene between missions, and then the mission involves running somewhere, killing someone, immediate another cutscene, and then you've then got to return to somewhere else to pick up your next mission, which then starts with the next cutscene. And so you spend 60% of your time watching cutscenes.
Yeah, which is...
And not playing a game. And I want to play a game, but I don't want to watch someone else show me it. If I want to go and see a film, I'll go and see a film made by a real director. Like... I can go and watch Michael Fassbender be, the assassin in Assassin's Creed. I don't want to sit and watch it,
from afar.
I want to be it. I don't want to watch it.
An interactive movie.
That's why I'm playing the game.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's unfortunately that's the way a lot of these games get padded out these days. The 10-15 hour mark, is not that high when you look at the grand scheme of things, but still it's padded out with content like that to make you think you're getting even less value for money in that respect, which is.
Well, I mean, if you take away sandbox games like Dying Light and Just Cause 3, when was the last time you played a scripted game where the majority of time was playing the actual game? And the last one I can think of is Half-Life.
Yeah.
That was the only story-driven scripted game where the majority of time was spent playing rather than watching cutscenes.
Yeah.
And we're still waiting for episode 3. What's that, like 8-9 years ago?
Oh my goodness, yeah.
2007, wasn't it? So.
Oh dear. Maybe sometime soon. There you go, Half-Life 3 confirmed.
Right, shall I take my recently rebought Federal Corvette outside for you to have a look at the underside of that one?
Yes, let's do that very quickly, and then I will. I'm going to head off and do something crazy because it's funny. Let's go ahead and launch. Sorry, I've not been paying attention to chat. I've been too busy outfitting. People have been comparing value for money. Let's have a quick look at it. Stephen Usher is currently at about £7.50 an hour for the amount you paid on the Kickstarter. Either you've not had enough chance to play, or you paid way too much. Commander Jan. Oh, I'm not going to consider money spent on things like my Hot S and my DK1 and then all the other bits and pieces that I've bought. Yeah, if I start factoring all that, it's a lot of money. I might just do that calculation really quickly. Vonner's saying 12 pence an hour, 5 weeks of pay at premium beta. Commander Jan's also spent somewhere between £50 and £100 on paint jobs. I'm not going to factor that in as well. I've spent way too much money on paint jobs as well. Wow, Stephen Usher! I didn't realise you were one of the guys that paid that much. OMG! So you got the meal with Mr. Braben then? OMG! Hats off to you. Right on, Commander, and all that. Oh my god. Oh dear. Twithy, what's that? Twithy, you asked FDev a little while ago, and Crashland to ask for me to name a planet or station. Did you get that? Was that one of your rewards? Or who's that we got there? Oh, we've got a code running. What did Mad Dog say there? What's that? Oh, crikey. Is that your rate, Anthony? You got, what's that, 0.029 pence per hour?
Yeah, for £45 for 1,512 hours in the first year. That's it's 0.29 pence per hour.
So let's try and do it by hours. And so seven weeks in hours, 7 days, 24 hours. Oh. Let's put you back in the corner. Right, 7. I can't work this out. My brain is completely fried at this time of day. I've been on a training course all day and my head is just completely fried. I have no idea where I am. So 1,176. Plus another 120. Plus another 19 hours. So that's 1,315 hours I've put into the game so far. So that's 22 pence an hour this game has cost me. I'd say I've got value for money. I'm quite happy with that. Not to mention, even with all the additional stuff I bought, like merchandise and stuff like that, all of the additionals, I think that's worth it.
I did have a read of a forum post where a guy actually complained that he paid $500 for Elite, and I thought, well, that's a big Kickstarter pledge. And he went, no, the cost of the joysticks.
Yeah.
Hang on a minute. No one forced you to buy them.
Yeah, you can't blame them for that.
You had about a couple of hundred hours out of the game already.
Wow, yeah.
Complaints were a bit shallow.
Oh, yes, this does have one. I can see it right there. Yeah, you do have a fighter bay on the Corvette.
So we'll have a deployable bottom on this ship.
You do have it, yes. I can see your bottom, and I can. And it does make me wonder when you see that there. It's got Bay 001. How many damn bays are they planning on having, and what kind of ship can have that many bays? Scope.
When they first announced ship fighters, I was hoping that you could buy bays and they would be sort of anything from a Class 6 upwards. So anyone with a Class 6, 7 or 8 slot will be able to buy multiple bays.
The big, yeah.
That would be awesome, because then you could have a Type 9 as a Trojan horse. It would be a honey. Someone would go, oh look, Type 9 and some cargo, and they go and pull them out of Super Cruise, and then it'd be deploy fighters. And it would just be, Battlestar Type 9.
Yeah, that would be really, really nice. I'd like to do that.
Waves
You
of
get
fighters
interdicted.
zergling attack.
Yeah, you get the wing of Fer de Lances, like interdict the Type 9, and then suddenly all these extra ships just popping. It's just like, oh my god, like a swarm of them would be awesome. Excuse me. So what was so Battlefield 3 was about 13 pence per hour for you. Fiery Toad is an infinitesimal fraction of a penny there or something. is gameplay time versus the amount you spent on it. Yeah, I can imagine that. Garzini's 8 pence an hour. Millstone Barn 22 pence. Hashtag refund, yeah.
Yeah, it's shameful how much I was charged. I mean, the thing is, I play for about 3, sometimes 4 hours in an evening. So, I've been playing a little earlier this evening because you asked about coming on. So, it started about 8 o'clock, and I'd start about 8:30, 9, and play till sort of 10:30. No, better not go in there. I don't ask him for permission.
Oopsie.
That's what happens when you're talking to people. You forget to ask them for
Like,
permission.
oh dear.
Better back out quickly.
Mass locked at the moment. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to have some low-level ground racing fun to finish off the stream with whilst we're catching up. Pleeface just bought a 4K monitor this week, so yeah, like Arathon was just saying, you can't blame Elite for that. Yes, you may have bought it because you want it on Elite, but you can't blame Frontier for that. Moose 666, the Panther Clipper could have 4. Oh, I do want the Panther Clipper. I'm longing for the day where they turn around and say, yes, we're gonna do it. It's been on the concept list for ages, and we're finally gonna put the Panther Clipper in. I really want it. My assumption is at the moment is they've got enough ships, and there are many other things they want to concentrate on. I mean, a lot of Season 1 was building up ships that weren't there yet. So a lot of the dev time that they were spending on doing things was not only working on Horizons, it was building the ships, and it was building all the other features and content that was coming in. So I'm thinking Season 2, we might not see as many ships. Well, I doubt we're going to see anywhere near as many ships coming in, but we're going to see a lot more gameplay features and stuff being added in as well. So it might be a while before we see something like a Panther Clipper.
I'm sure I read a forum post from Michael Brooks that basically replied to a similar question, said that this year they would be concentrating, they wouldn't be doing too many ships, and they would be concentrating on content primarily. Exactly.
That's the thing I want to do. It's the gameplay content and the missions, putting interesting surface features, things like that on there. Yeah, absolutely. What's this? What's that? Who's that saying about barnacles on there? Commander Jan, you can't recall how many hours Frontier on the stole from your team years on the Amiga 500. I mean, yeah, I surprised myself because you caught me out on this, didn't you? Early on, we were just talking about. I used to play it, and I could distinctly remember playing one particular track, which I used to play along my Amiga, and I realised that track came out about 4 years after the game came out. So I must have been playing Frontier on the Amiga for at least 4 years, because I could remember that point in time when I was listening to that music. It was like, oh
yeah,
my goodness.
96, that one.
96, I think it was
96.
93, I think Frontier came out on the Amiga. Was it October 93? I think it wasn't it? It was... 11 years after or 9 years after the original came? It was a long time, wasn't it? But yeah, I mean, it was quite a few years in between, so I played it to death and back, I think. Pappy55 saying they want a Lynx Ball carrier. I miss those. I must have a nostalgic stream one night. I'll go back and we can do some Frontier Elite 2 on the stream, just for fun, just for nostalgia, and I will try and find some Lynx Ball carriers in there just to show people, because there's so much cool content, so many cool things they can put in the game. I mean, one thing I really, really want is the old deployable mining machines that you can leave on a planet, and then you come back into a system, they have that beacon on so that you can target them and fly back, and I think that's a really cool mechanic. I'm hoping that comes in Season 2. Hey Fee, you're with the Fer de Lance, you're ecstatic. Yes. See, everyone has a ship that they prefer, and a style of play that they like, and that's the cool thing about it. It's not all about getting the biggest ship in the game. You know, it's finding something you like to do and sticking with it. That's absolutely the way you should play it.
I think it's very much about equipping a ship for what you want to use it for. And I got different ships for different purposes. I've got an Asp for exploring, long-range missions. I've got a Python for kind of combat, a Cutter for making the money back when I've lost all my money.
Exactly, and that's why I've ended up with so many ships all over the place, because I like to vary my play style, and I like to do different things, and you know I'm so flippant, and I'm always kind of, and I just ditzy and skitting over here and doing this and doing that. Which is why I've ended up with all these different ships, and you know there is no one master ship that you must get, and it's not like the end game thing. It literally is, you buy the ship, it's the tool for the job. Going back to that same argument, it's, you know, using the right tool for the job. You still have Frontier Elite 2 on your 1200. Can I reach it? Hang on a sec. I won't go over and unplug my 600. My 600 is over to the side here. I've still got my 600. I've still got the 500 down here. But look at it. Here's some nostalgia for you. Let's get this up. Look at that. Look at that. Right here to hand. At any point that I need to reference the manuals for Frontier Elite 2, there you go. Right there, ready to go at any time. Yep, still got the original discs for it all. Well and truly got my money's worth out of that game, so I think the same can be argued for Elite Dangerous as well. As everyone's comparing retro things, and I got C64, VIC-20. Oh, I would have loved a C64 and the VIC-20. I've become a bit of a retro hoarder in recent years, because there was all these machines I wanted when I was a kid, but we could never afford them when I was younger. And now it's like I can get all these things I wanted, providing
I was
my
at my
wife.
parents last weekend, and my dad asked me to take away the BBC Micro, so it's still there.
Oh,
and amongst
really?
the disc boxes, there's my floppy disk with the Elite Commander editor on it.
Oh, excellent. Oh, it's great to go back and look at this. I think I found the save game disc that I last played on Frontier, and I've not booted it up to have a look. I think it would still work. I've got to check it out and see where I was last, what I achieved. I think I managed to get as far as Dangerous on the Amiga, and it wasn't until I started doing Crash Landing about 2 years ago that I come back and I played it in an emulator and managed to get all the way up to Elite. So be interested to see how far I
I
got.
can't remember what my status was 30 years ago.
No, it was a long time. Yeah, I'll give you that.
Oh, getting interdicted again. What's this?
I did notice that happened to you a couple of times then. Pappy's at what's more insane is
I
that.
assume you're on Desra A1, are you?
Yeah, A1 at the moment. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, you're right, Pappy.
I'm
That.
heading that general direction.
Okay.
If you deploy a beacon when I get there,
Oh,
I'll better
beacon.
find you.
Wait. Get me bacon out. Get me bacon. Yeah, that the entire game, that entire galaxy that fit onto a 720k floppy disk, absolute insane. I think that's what I love about the Cobra engine Elite Dangerous, is it still has those same kind of ideals. It's still, you know, really, really efficient in how they pack things together, which is the fact, you know, we've got probably the most realistic galaxy simulation that's ever been put together for the Milky Way, and it's in 5 gig, well 8 gig now, I think, with the extra content that's been added in, and you know, that's pretty
I think if
crazy.
they can make good use of procedural generation, you know, with things like the avatars for mission givers, you know, by using seeded random numbers for each of those, they can give a unique face for each mission giver, so you better recognise something that you've seen before.
Exactly, and I think that was the really cool thing about that little video clip that we showed of the commander creator, which is coming in. Is you can see that it's all been designed so it's with sliders, and you get that typical kind of interface you've come to expect in games now, where you can adjust and tweak and, you know, move the jawline and stuff like that. And you know, once you've set up that system, it's really easy to kind of plug in those numbers and just generate a virtually infinite number of characters, which is great. It's just really efficient and well thought out use of the technology, and I like the fact that they're kind of incrementally layering in those kind of features and, you know, making good use of them.
I'm doing the lap of honour or walk of shame, depending on what your viewpoint is on overshooting.
I'm currently flying way too close and not paying any attention. This is like speeding down the motorway and checking my phone for text messages, you know. Gaming with Ian's challenged me to do flight assist off. I will do in a second, you know, just catch up on the chat. I'll give it a go. Terrain is not for bouncing, yeah, that's why I left shields on this. Go flight assist off. I'm not as good as Isonona, but I'll give it a go. Mad Dog's wondering on the chances of imminent boomage, yeah. Probably high, right? Flight assist off! There we go. Seat of pants. I need a good valley now. Let's see if that's like a crater over there. That looks like an interesting.
Wandere base.
I'm near, yeah, Wandere base, I think it was. And I'm going sideways and forgetting about the fact that gravity is a thing now. Must remember that whole falling thing, which is, you know, different to space with no falling. I've got to find. There's no.
Gravity may not be your friend.
Whee! Whoosh! Oh, this is so much fun. So much fun. I mean, it must. I can't imagine that it looks entertaining to anyone, but it's just so much fun pulling off ridiculously stupid maneuvers close to the ground.
Loop of correction. Oh, very good.
Okay. Whee! I'm about 20 meters off the ground at the moment. Single digits. We need single digits, or it's just not good enough. Is that 10, 7 meters away. Scrape the ground. There we go. My eagle needs not landing gear. I need wheels on my eagle, I think, so I can come to a smooth landing. No, that's too far. Oh! Whee! I just keep forgetting the fact that gravity is going to pull me on a ballistic trajectory. That's the scary thing. I keep put it in a straight line, and I think, well, flight assist off is going to carry you along the straight line, so I don't need to thrust. And then I'm going to arc, and I just completely forget that you're arcing because of the gravity vector. That's an interesting thing, actually. The HUD doesn't show a gravity vector, does it? I mean, you've got the what's it called? The ladders for the altitude and the everything else, the virtual horizon that you'd have on a aircraft. But I think I do miss the velocity vector indicator that you had on Frontier Elite 2. I think that was really, really nice, so you could see where you were heading based on that thing. I'm going to turn flight assist back on a second when I check the chat. Crashes in screen mode. Yeah, you can see when I find something fun to do. I'm like,
Unleash the squeak.
Yes. But I need that on a t-shirt. I absolutely need that on a t-shirt.
I'll see what I can do on that one.
Yeah, you get that screenshot of Fiery Toad of me in the middle of his little squeaking. High probability that Crash will pancake. Yes. Oh, Gaming with Ian. Yes, sorry, I forgot you were doing your stream tonight. We'll send everyone over on there in a second because I'm messing around at the moment. Am I going to faceplant? Probably going to faceplant on it. Twithy, you remember taking the mission from Patricia Brett? Yes. And trying to sell your ship with a passenger on. Yes. You can't sell your ship because you had a passenger on board, but it would give you the money back for your ship first by buying the cheaper, crappier interplanetary shuttle or something. Yes, I remember doing that as well. Ah, the exploits. And I've come to a planet with virtually no surface features whatsoever. That's typical. DJ Tartan say, do an FA off loop whilst you fly forward. Okay. Whoa! It depends what was that. Was that a loop or a barrel roll? I don't know what. Oh, there's an interesting look surface feature over there. Let's head over to this little canyon feature here. We'll send everyone over to Gaming with Ian shortly. If anyone does have any questions, if anyone's new to the game or anything like that, the Gaming with Ian is a good guide to follow actually on his streams. He's been doing a series of kind of starter videos and stuff for people getting into the game. Do a barrel roll, Scout's saying. I forget what is it, because there's always that misnomer, isn't it? People say about a barrel roll, and it's not really a barrel roll to do a twist on the axis. It's kind of like a semi twist and a loop at the same time, isn't it? I forget I forget the thing. It's flight assist off. Let's do that. Squee mode engaged. No.
You just hit the ground.
I bounced. It's okay. It's
You might
okay.
not have left a tyre trail, but you did leave a big plume of smoke.
Oh, you're just behind me, are you? Oh, I can see you. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm gonna head over to this.
Sinister dot on your radar is me.
Screwdriver loop was aileron roll. Aileron. I can never say that word properly, but I know what you mean. Yes, that's the one that everyone kind of confuses it as.
One of those.
What's that? Mouser, what's a friendship drive, and why do we not use it more often? Ah, friendship drive.
Yeah, if like Mad Dog you've had a curry, it's more like the flatulence drive. Is that a barnacle?
Hey, what? Don't say
Is that
that.
a barnacle?
No, that
Oh,
can't
no,
be.
it's not a barnacle.
Spotted
No,
something
it's,
then. Good spot.
Something.
A little mining facility or a little. Oh
It's a
no,
little something.
it's got a little data. Yeah, it's got some sentries.
Yeah.
It's got a little data plan point that you can. It's got a nice spot. Didn't see that at all. I'm just not observant. Truth is saying, doing a crash landing special. FA off, boost, get out of a chair, walk around it twice, drink a shot, and sit down before crashing. Chances of success are slim. See, I just like going as low to the ground as I can, but flight assist off just makes it so much more risky. There we go.
Ooh, hit the
Ooh,
ground
boing,
again.
Boing, poof.
Oh,
I'm just-
that's me. Oh,
I'm prospecting. You see, I'm just looking for minerals. Honestly, you know. Woo! It's like pod racing. Honestly. DJ Tartan, yeah, a barnacle in Shinrata would be big news. Absolutely, I think they're.
if you're Anakin, I'm Sebulba.
Yes. Oh, dear. Is that, have I got to ram you into the side of the rock, or is that not until later? Yeah. I'm trying to see. I can't read the chat and do it at the same time. That's the problem. Commander Gen, yeah, an independent style moment with a Thargoid fight. You can imagine that, can you? A Thargoid chasing you down the canyon and getting them to slam into the end because they can't maneuver as fast as you. That would be cool. Although I imagine the Thargoids are much better pilots than us. That is the thing. They do have their fear glands removed, so I've heard. Whee!
Oh, hard landing. Ouch.
Oh, was that a rapid landing?
Yeah, I just recalibrated my surface level.
So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna park it here, and I think we should call it a night at this point, and we can get everyone to head over to Gaming with Ian in a second. But first of all, I just want to say thank you very much, Anthony, for helping me out tonight. It was great to have you on and to speculate about all
Thanks
things.
for having me.
Really, really great to hear from you again. And we'll definitely have to try and find some time to get in game and do some bits together, because I know it's so busy with things. It's so busy. But there we go. It's just life, I suppose, isn't it? There's always something going on. Oh, there's another quick question. There was Excalibur Forever. So what says you hear about stations malfunction in specific areas? Yes, the barnacles seem to have caused this. Not the barnacles. So the unknown artifacts that were discovered in space that were assumed to be alien, people took them to stations and sold them, which has started to cause this plague, which is, they're calling it a technological plague, and it's spreading to other stations. But the barnacles have got this mysterious meta-alloy material that you can blast off them, take to the stations, and it seems to be counteracting the malfunctions. Now, I'm going to go ahead and leave everyone tonight on a speculation and say that, you know, I reckon the barnacles were made by one alien group and the unknown artifacts were made by another alien group, and what's happened here is the unknown artifacts are a payback for the mycoid virus, and the barnacles are the cure, which another group of aliens are trying to give us. So that's what I'm going to leave you all with tonight. Just think about that one for a second. There are at least two kinds of alien races out there. One of them is trying to help the humans, and the other one is trying to destroy them. Think about that. Think about that. Yeah. So on that bombshell, thank you very much, Anthony. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for everyone in the chat as well. It was wonderful to chat along to you tonight. But until next time, Commanders, see you in the void.